I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Wisconsin, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers back at it tonight after a Thursday off day. They'll open up a 3-game weekender at Houston tonight. Heading into play, Milwaukee has a 4-game lead over the Cubs in the Central, but that's mostly because Milwaukee plays sound fundamental ball.
Games are going to be like this. Games are going to be close, and the game is hard, and hitting is hard. Stringing together hits with the defense that's out there and the type of pitching that's out there, it's hard. So I think you have to do the little things.
Tonight, Coleman Crow gets a spot start for the Brewers. Houston will go with Kaiwei Tang. The Packers are back on the practice field today, another day of OTAs. The focus this week has been the legal situation regarding Josh Jacobs. But what about the torn ACL recovery of Micah Parsons?
Mike is doing great.
Is he here right now?
He is not here. He'll be back here shortly.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit out now and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Says, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Let's get it. Friday edition of the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere in that iHeart app of yours, and streaming live for those early risers, insomniacs, the sociopaths that we saw camped outside. At least they're camping outside the health club to open at 5 a.m. in the beginning flickers of daylight. Lovely sunrise this morning, boys.
As you start seeing the little bit of pink and orange, and the Roosters giving the call off to the east. Drew, it gives me a little bit of trepidation, though, every morning now that I've driven in, because I think 3 of the last 4 with the short week that we've had, I have thought that I've been late. Like, just seeing the sun come up, it's given me the little flicker of realizing, wait, daylight savings was like a month and a half. I don't think I missed that. I don't think my clock's wrong.
Checking the clock.
Yeah, I guess we're okay. I guess we're on time. So it has thrown me for a little bit of a loop, but a good one at that. It adds a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, when you see that color in the sky, I mean, it's exciting, it's beautiful, but it does make you nervous. And with this, with these hours, you're sort of in half consciousness for a while. So you're like, is this the right time zone? Is this the right day? Am I making sure? Am I up? Is this correct?
As they used to say in the old wrestling, don't know whether you're foot or horseback.
Yeah, 100%.
Tell, just wandering through the day. But hey, we're here today, and sadly, there's no holiday to look forward to this weekend. Just more nice weather. We're getting a lot of sunshine, not a lot of rain in the forecast. We got our month's worth of rain last month.
No kidding, right? All in about 3 days.
Now you guys that are worried about mowing your lawn and stuff,
right?
Not like that's a every other day pursuit as it is sometimes.
That's for sure. Yeah, you see how long it can go, and then okay, that's quite brown.
We are spoiled, right? It's always like, we have too much rain. Now we don't have enough rain.
Now we don't have enough
sprinkler, right? It's all those.
And in terms of the sports, Packers minicamp, Josh Jacobs, we've got an underwhelming Game 6 leading to what we hope would be a classic Game 7.
You sure hope that
in the Western Conference Finals for the National Basketball Association.
Doesn't always play itself out that way. However, Drew, yesterday I thought we were going to see a little bit different OKC. Maybe I should have known that they were going to do the exact same thing they did in the 2 Game 6s that were forcing Game 7s against them last night. But Wemby was a force, and hopefully Saturday night lives up to the billing of the 2 best words.
You would hope that. The series hasn't been great. The first game was an all-timer.
Yes.
And then the rest of it's been like, meh.
Yeah, even though like the series has been close, right? We're going 7. It's not like the games have been all that.
No, they haven't been that compelling. So I say it to people, it's how you get there. You can have great series, great games in a sweep. You might see more great games,
for sure,
contested games in a sweep than you do in this Game 7. But if every victory is by 20 points and it's a lot of garbage time, you're losing the thread line. You're losing the nerves. But now, obviously, if this Game 7 is a classic, which there's no reason it won't be, it's going to be balls to the wall Saturday night to see who advances to play the Knicks
in Loud City.
That'll be great. But the rest of the world, there's no
take
way
a little sports nap.
There's no way to parse it. We're in college softball highlight season.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Listen, there's a reason why. Not only just because of the ESPN package, but they've been running way more promos for a WWE event than anything else that's going on.
Yeah, I got nothing against college women's softball. I have friends that are totally into it. And I have nothing against the college baseball World Series and stuff like that. It's always that's actually an event I would like to attend someday.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Go check out Omaha and see what it has to offer and see what that is like when they have those contests and the rivalries between the schools. But that's when you're at low tide. When you look up and basically every highlight you're seeing is college women's softball.
When I have to put the spelling bee result on the rundown, that's sort of the season we're in. Although I was excited to do that because apparently it was like some sort of lightning round deal. But listen, you're right. You're filling the sheet out. I'm not going to lie with that one.
Yeah,
but that's just the season we're in, and you're absolutely right.
When the Brewers play a day game Wednesday and have off Thursday, it seems like a week until Friday when they fire up against the Astros tonight in Houston.
Yeah, luckily these day games the off days go away here for a couple of weeks because Drew, it does. And media starts with me. We definitely need some more to discuss, and it also changes. The networks are feeling it when there's a number of sweeps, right? There was a sweep in the Western Conference Final for the NHL, the sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Knicks just dog walking the Cavs after that first Game 1 comeback. That teams, especially in the small market, we fall into this all the time. I think OKC falls into it a little bit as well they want Wemby and the Spurs. They want Wemby and the Spurs to face the Knicks. They want the Knicks and Wemby. They want that matchup. More than anything, they desperately don't want sweeps. All they don't want is sweeps because it leaves big voids in the content calendar. And that's why, we all became sports business experts yesterday trying to read in on these different proposals that are going back and forth, like that we're talking MLB and MLBPA.
It's something.
But at least they're in the midst of talking while we don't have to then discuss the Charles Schwab challenge because I'm sorry, I'm not watching.
Yeah, you're right. And even in the NHL, you're talking about, the Knights and the Avalanche are a sweep. This Hurricanes Canadian series might as well have been one. It looked like it was going to start off to be good and the games have been close, but we're at 3-1 and I think, Montreal's just going to Carolina to die. So that's just the way it is. And it just seemed like, they're not stretched out. Although it is interesting when you talk about, media starts with me. I would imagine there are hordes of national media members that seemingly are going to be giddy today just because of the performance Wemby had last night and the way SGA didn't show up. And that seems like the narrative du jour for some of these guys. And I don't like to generalize too much, but it does seem like, Wemby is everybody's superstar. And Dan, one of my favorite shows of all time, the Dan Patrick Show, but continuously running down SGA and what he's going to be doing, what he's offering, as a legacy and things like that, and talking about all the Tony Brothers jokes on the internet about
He
how
was a star-ish player yesterday.
I don't
Star-ish.
know. I don't know. I mean, not that we're awful announcing.com or anything like that, but it does seem like the national media loves them some Wemby. So this should be a fun day for everybody. Because Wemby was really good last night, obviously.
Oh, especially early. I mean, he took that thing right up off the sheet.
Yeah.
21 in the first half, 22 in the first half.
Yeah.
Imagine what he did in game 5.
It was aggressive on both ends, and that's what they wanted. So, and that's what they got. So, at least it's going to be setting up for what you said, Drew, should be a balls to the wall game 7, and hopefully we'll get a classic in that one.
And it's already, we can't help ourselves in this day and age because the discourse and, thankfully, there's only one day for them to chirp on ESPN. But, SGA, if he wants to be one of the all-time greats, like, he's in the middle of his career. Like, why do we have to say, is he Jordan? Like, why do we have to say, like, well, Jordan would never lose this? And, like, the dude is coming off his 4th straight year of averaging 30 a game, and people still wondering if he's like the real deal.
Yeah,
he's like 2 MVPs and a championship, and like, well, we don't know if he's the real deal because what if he doesn't win 7 titles? Like he's not Jordan. Like, what are we doing, folks?
Because he goes to the foul line a lot, Drew, and I mean that's just not exciting.
That's unseemly.
That's not what we want to see. Not like we've watched every other great player do the exact same thing.
I didn't see Jordan get special treatment or LeBron or come on. Like, what are we doing? Why have we devolved into this? Why can't we elevate?
And
why can't we enjoy SGA?
And I
just
think,
like, as opposed to like, he's not just playing the Spurs and Wemby, and he's playing against Jordan. Like, what are we doing?
He's playing against ghosts. You're absolutely right.
He's trying to chase down.
Why do we have to go there?
Well, because the other part is, and I don't understand why, when we despise and get frustrated with the style of play, he's like the only great player right now that hasn't completely flipped his game past the 3-point line. I mean, most of his work is all inside and
going
the
up against
arc,
the big guys,
going right inside, trying to draw contact, trying to play inside. And you would think that little variation of flavor would be something people would enjoy. Instead, almost anybody just says, yeah, it's just there. It's just substance. It just happens. Yeah, 30 a night. Like this run, the last 4 games, he's been under 50%. That's the longest stretch of games in his playoff career. I mean, that's ridiculous efficiency that he usually plays with. And we'll see. I'm excited for what he can flare up coming up because he was phenomenal at the post game yesterday. Just very, very calm, cool, collected, saying it's the biggest game of my career.
Which is funny because he just played a game 7 in the finals, but I love that he approaches this one as the next biggest one, and I like that he's basically chill with it, saying I'll be ready. Listen, devil's advocate, I understand it. Some people are put off by the style of flopping, but to your point, he's not the first guy to ever go to the line and build a lot of points that way. And he's been great to this point. Now his shooting percentage is down, as you mentioned, Billy, in the series. Okay, so be it. You're a 2-time MVP. It's going to be on him, obviously, in game 7 to carry his team, but that's just the way, he'll get the blame or the credit. That's just the way it is. But you're talking about a guy that if he is able to do it, 2-time MVP on the brink of 2 championships, not a lot of guys have done that. So he deserves requisite credit for these things that he's done, even if you don't feel his style is to your liking, the most aesthetic. I don't think we go back and look and say like, oh, did Isaiah Thomas or Clyde Drexler play the style we want?
Yeah, and if you're going to dip out and you're going to lose, if you lose at home to Wemby, like Wemby is a generational force too. These are the next. We had all those years where we got LeBron and Steph, in some form or fashion. We got them dominating the finals. I mean, this Western Conference Finals might be that. We might see these teams every year battling in the West to see who goes. But it's good theater, and rather than just enjoying it, we have to put it in context and try to compare these guys to the previous guys, and are they as good? And
match this up against the LeBron run or the D-Wade run.
Why are we pre-programmed to go there? I don't get it. Why can't we just enjoy it and let it unfold and like build anticipation instead of like throwing that kind of scrap wood onto the fire? Right? We got pure hickory here, and then we got this garbage wood that we're throwing on. Like, what are we doing?
We don't need kindling. The fire's rolling, right? You don't need to throw a newspaper in a trash can on there. Some of it, Drew, I think, is because we feel the need to have more shock in the conversation, right? Like because there's also bosses that say if if we're not getting a little spicy and nobody's going to be arguing, nobody's going to be listening, people like enjoying conversation, enjoy the sport in and of itself. This is the best kind of basketball we get. And the other part is, man, this series has been physical as heck. So that's been fun to be able to see the physicality that I know the 90s players don't necessarily enjoy, isn't a part of today's game.
They would have came off the bench in our era. There's no, according to those guys, there's not one guy. You know, I love that era. Okay, I do. It's nostalgic for me. It was part of my primacy bias, but it's so silly because, like, just a little aside here, it's always the same. By the way, nobody would have started to those guys. Nobody was eligible to start in their era in this era. Like, there isn't one guy. When Charles Oakley said that Giannis would have come off the bench in his era, that was when I was done with it. Okay, I was like, all right, it's enough. That's enough of this ridiculous.
That's when we realized. Oh wow, Charles Oakley definitely would have come off the bench in this era.
I just had to throw that in. All right, yeah, you're right. The '90s guys love physicality, but you're right, Billy. It's like SGA does play in the land of the bigs. He plays the mid range. How many times we cried for more mid-range players back in the game? Like, we need more mid-range guys, bag guys, tool guys. Remember when Tracy McGrady used to break them down off the dribble? Well, that's what SGA does.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, basically, it's what he's been doing is just been more creative with it as a small. And then you get Becky Hammond's been involved with, like, the Jalen Brunson controversy about how a small guy can't ever win a title. Okay, I mean, Steph Curry and
Steph Curry might be in that conversation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just all these things are part of it, but. To your question, Drew, why do we do it? I guess that's just our nature as we have to properly feel like right away when something happens, instead of letting it happen, we have to put it in the place of history properly right away.
All right, well, let's put into place of history the San Antonio Nuns. Where on the Sister Jean scale do the Nuns fall in? Because that's a pretty good get up. Also, right next to the young ladies behind Mitch Johnson that took a lot of internet smoke. I don't know. Did we notice that one?
Look that up again. Yeah.
Wemby walking in with the monk's robe too, as he's
it's hilarious.
Celebrating a Muslim holiday, and he's not even Muslim as far as I know. But
I don't believe so. No, but he hangs out with the monks, from what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, so lots of layers
he
to
did
this.
Take a vow of silence after game.
Yeah, there 5. You go. He did. Oh, Armin dropping the hammer. How about that?
Well done.
Sorry.
Living a monastic life.
He said we're groggy at this point, and then he brings
and then he brings
fire like that. That's what I'm talking about.
But the Nuns said that. So, I like that. I like little kind of like imagery and storylines like that.
They had him hanging on the tunnel.
We kicked it around, and I raised my hand in this because we did kick it around because one of the questions we entertain on the little TV program I do on the weekends. What last weekend was is this the Brewers' best rotation ever? Well, we're 50 games in, and so is this the Brewers' best rotation that they've ever had? They've had some pretty good rotations. They've had some Cy Young candidates, Cy Young winners. But I get it. I mean, well, you have to ask because look at what they've been doing with,
Well, and how many is Jacob Mizorowski the best Brewers pitcher of all time? Conversations have already fired up.
Started
at 24 years old without a full season, right?
Full
and
season.
that's one of my favorite things to be able to flare up here.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like, so let him. It's going to be a while. Like, let him have as many opening day starts as even Gallardo.
Yeah, we got a race to the finish, though. It is it is a sprint to the finish when instead
we want to declare everything.
Yeah, and it started. Did it kind of start with LeBron though? Because immediately after he comes off of the Sports Illustrated for Kids covers and the Sports Illustrated covers with his Hummer. All the question was, is he going to be Michael Jordan?
Right. And he started right when Michael ended. I mean, albeit the Wizards year were weird, but it was like that perfect chronology of like, you're all saying he's next. So right away, people were kind of putting their dukes up saying, you can't say he's next and I'm defending this guy. And so right away, the chronology, to your point, Billy, worked perfectly. It was like, all right, right away, we're gonna argue history when this guy's 18 years old.
Wemby and SGA are arriving just as we said, as LeBron and Steph are kind of exiting the stage. There's always an influx of new stars and great players. And where does Anthony Edwards fit in that? Well, we'll see until his team pops through, right? It's like, it's just very warped. And I get it. Like, okay, so now today on the Huddle, Marshawn Lloyd, is he the next Sam Gatto?
I love that, actually.
And if he doesn't take over the mantle,
like Ryan Grant, can he be? How about we find out who Marshawn Lloyd is first?
Yeah, and let's see
him tote the rock a couple of times.
See him tote the rock in 3 consecutive games.
Yeah.
The difference is
3 consecutive practices. I'd be excited.
We've been waiting. Like, we've seen and known Marshawn Lloyd and waited for him to play for multiple years. Like Gatto and Grant didn't exist in our world.
Off-season workout photos already have people asking, is Tucker Kraft the greatest tight end in Packers history of all time? I mean, we're sparking it up for everything up there. And the Wemby thing of the run that they possibly can go on and how it will just be rocket fuel for these conversations on the First Takes and Get Ups of the world. We haven't had one of these early, 22, 23-year-old guys going to the finals since the LeBron or the D Wade with the 06 Heat, where he just took it off the sheet and became one of the most feared players in the world. He's got a chance to do what everybody's told us he's going to do for the next 3 years and make it his league. I'm excited to see San Antonio hopefully bring a little bit of vigor, a little bit of elbows. Chet Holmgren. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's get just learn like 3 bad words in French and talk some kind of trash back, because he is just getting it handed to him left and right.
They need more from him. I mean, I'm not expecting him to be, the MVP, all that stuff, but it's like, they need more from him. He's a big part of their team. They need more for him to win. I mean,
this feels and with the years and years in the Team USA against Team France and the U17s that we're finding out all about, this is a good rivalry that's gone back a long time. Let's get a little bit of hot piss going through here, Chet Holmgren, tomorrow night. Let's make this thing a competitive game and lock that dude up a little bit.
I'm with it.
And they're not getting much. I mean, Jalen Williams returned, but didn't get much from him, so you can't count
10
anything.
minutes. That wasn't anything.
He was the big difference for him last year.
I think we saw more of Micah Parsons and Mike Tomlin last night at the
1
game.
point.
Williams.
And 1 point, 1 assist. He didn't very much outperform. And it was funny too. It was like, hey, is Micah Parsons here? And Matt LaFleur's like, no, he's not. He's down at the court side.
No, he's courtside at the game 6.
He's tapping it up with Mike Tomlin. Just chilling.
Trying to get him up, though. He said, hey, we got room for you. You just got to keep going up north.
That's right. 877-794-1973 is your ticket to the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Hunter Baumgart won't be joining us today in person. But he left us an interview with Kyle Harrison.
Always giving us a gift. How about that?
The up-and-coming Brewers reporter with the up-and-coming Brewers pitcher.
That's what I was thinking, too. There's parallels there.
And we're going to spin through that interview next, and we might even swing through it again at 7 o'clock, because we like having Brewers content provided by our pal Hunter Baumgart and our friends at Import Minded. So get yourself a comfortable chair and a cold or hot beverage of your choice, and get ready to slide on into the weekend with us. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Friday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew Wilson, Billy Schmidt, Armin Sarian, hanging out with you guys this morning in the wake of Western Conference Game 6, heading for Game 7 tomorrow night. I do like the every other day rhythm of the.
It's the right way to go, right?
Yes.
But I don't like when the dark nights, and I don't like that they're not synced up and that the Knicks have been sitting around for a week, and it's not ideal.
Yeah, how do you feel about them calling out Wednesday is going to be the day, right? Because if this thing would have ended last night and OKC would have come off the mat and won,
slide it up,
right? Move it up to Monday. I've never understood that. However, I guess I don't make the high-ranking $1 billion TV decisions.
Schedules, they just don't care. And I look back, and now it's 6 years removed from the Bucks, 5 years removed from the Bucks, and it's like, I don't remember. I just remember being in the Deer District, being at games, and being in it. I don't remember the waiting in between games. You don't remember oh yeah, we had to wait 3 days for this game, or how many games was it after they to make the finals until they fired up against Phoenix. I don't remember the waits. You don't remember them.
The funny thing is I don't remember anything in between games other than the nervous energy, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah,
I don't remember how it felt after winning a close one, right? At winning Game 7, going to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Hawks. I can't really remember what that was like. I definitely remember how mad I was after the Bucks choked up Game 1 against the Hawks, though, and let Trae Young make that his own personal playground.
We were not happy with that. I remember being very
salty.
Not depressed is the wrong word. I'm we can't let it get away with against the Hawks after that series. That's what I kept thinking to myself.
You can't beat the Russians and then lose to the Finns.
Yes, that's what that would have been.
Best way to look at it.
Damn right it would.
All right, so
ridiculous.
Game 6 was July 3rd, and then Game 1 of the finals was July 6th. So there's only a 3-day gap.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why we felt that way. Although that's weird because that could have gone 7. So obviously they didn't have a preset schedule there, right?
No,
it seems like, and maybe because it was the shifted calendar.
Yeah,
which I loved that summer. Not
it
COVID.
Was the best.
I didn't love COVID,
but we loved that summer. I love the NBA. I love the NBA in July. That was great.
That was fantastic.
That was great.
And I think partly was
because it was here though too.
It was here, and obviously it was ours, and it was a great moment. It was so exciting to be. I think that 3 day, after beating the Hawks and you're going to the finals, it was so exciting. In a way, you almost didn't want that. You wanted to bask in that glory.
You didn't want that part to end?
Well, I remember going to the airport, and then the next day was 4th of July. It was just fantastic.
Built-in darty days around NBA Finals.
So, Armin,
makes
you
it better.
did.
Yeah,
see,
you're right.
You did mark it because I'm not going to the airport to see anybody. I don't even like taking my own family to drop them off at the airport.
Well, Josh,
unless I'm getting the Uber payment, which isn't a bad
right.
deal.
I mean, it was a little unusual for me. It was 1:30 in the morning. And I'm like,
1:30 in the morning. Let's ride.
Yeah, because it was I don't remember
when they first got back.
When the plane landed from Atlanta, and I'm like, all right. And I'm like, let's just do this. It wasn't that far. It was a nice warm night out, and Josh kept calling me. I was like, all right, I'm gonna out.
Okay,
but then I was like, you know what? This will be
a wave at their SUVs when they
it was great.
It's a core memory for you. Part of the run.
You almost lost the video though.
Right, I did get the PJ Tucker video, and I did find it on his retirement.
Thank God.
It was cool. I mean, it was something I'm not going to forget. So I guess I'm glad that it all happened that way. And who knows? I mean, who knows if things will happen like that ever? I don't want to say that, but you have to take the chance when you can.
I think a lot of us have said if the NBA was continually being aggressive and taking advantage of gaps and holes, that would make way more sense. It just makes more sense to shift the calendar a little bit and be playing those games into July. The other part of as to why I like it, because you're right, it was ours, is that we get reminded about it separately than everyone else, right? On this day in history, there's going to be a ton of, the Shaq Game 7 or the Charles was that 44 and 24?
Yeah, he had a crazy. That was one of the best Game 7s. He had a huge.
Can we just send that stat line to Draymond Green?
That's what he needs.
I just wanted to see if we could just let everybody know. Chuck's not the cartoon character and clown that you just see on television.
Yeah.
He actually was one of the best players of all time.
There's a funny one because he did go to the line a lot that night but he was also a monster and they were following him. So he earned those trips. But if you don't like free throw merchants,
you definitely wouldn't have loved Chuck.
You just go back and look at the numbers though. That's the whole point. And most people don't go back and actually watch the game. So it is kind of funny. But so we hopefully are in line for a great Game 7. There have been some great ones in history. So
yeah, it's not that we're owed anything. So, and as it pushes forward, Do you have a rooting interest at all, Billy, other than like maybe financially you invest on a game by game basis? But
yeah.
Do you have a rooting interest? Does it matter? Like the Knicks are a good story. It's been 30 years. Like they stumbled through the wilderness in the biggest market, and there is more juice, and it's good for everybody when the Knicks and the Lakers are good.
Yeah,
and the Celtics, like when the Blue Bloods are good, life is good.
I was sitting right there. You're sitting right in your seat after the Packers lost to the Bears in the wild card round, and I said, the worst part about this, Drew, the most disgusting part, and why I feel like I need to take a shower immediately after this game, is because a little piece of me actually feels good for the people that I know that are enjoying this, and I really don't enjoy the New York Knicks program that all of ESPN's programming is going to be over the next 3 weeks,
especially Stephen A.
But there is going to be a little piece of me that I think, especially if the Spurs make it, for some weird reason, I appreciate the struggle and don't necessarily want to see Wemby go to the finals and win the damn thing in his first year, because I don't know that we've seen that before. That might be his first playoff run to go out and win the NBA Finals.
Feels too easy. Yeah,
it feels a little too easy. I'd like to see at least somebody be able to put that.
Eli Manning?
What are we doing here? This can't be the case for the next 20 years, because otherwise basketball's not going to be very fun. So I've been pulling for the Thunder to be the first back-to-back in almost a decade, but I do kind of want to see Brunson and company take center stage and win it, even though I've been despising what that whole New York fan club is going to be like for the next 2.5 weeks.
You're not into Celebrity Row?
I guess more shots of Chalamet isn't the worst thing.
It adds a little juice.
Yeah, it does. No, that's the thing. It does. It is a fun thing to watch. No doubt about it.
I like Uncro with all the old Knicks. That part's kind of funny, I guess. That's what I'm calling it. Listen, I'll say this though. I mean, I think it'd be funny if the Spurs won, just because then you'd have to see them choose between the Knicks being their darling or the Wemby.
Great conflict of interest. Yeah, you're right.
So that might be kind of fun to watch. And Lord knows I don't need another Oklahoma City parade. I mean, that thing lasted 3 blocks and that was it.
Jeez, you and Ty Lawson, what are you doing?
Well, Ty's issue is with the fans, I think, more. I'm okay with the Oklahoma City fans. I just think it's probably one of the most boring towns we've seen. Okay, that's a different day. I'll have plenty of time to rip on them, I guess.
Well, so, you might not.
Yeah.
If you think Wemby and company are going to go in there and steal it, the Ty Lawson also apparently hates Oklahoma City even more than Armin Sarian, because he put out his top 4 list yesterday, Drew, of the things he'd rather do than be a Thunder fan.
Okay.
Number 4, play hide and seek with Wisconsin's own Jeffrey Dahmer and an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, we didn't need a stray.
That was unfair, Ty Lawson. I don't know why we had to catch that one. He said, buy a Temu parachute tester, stick in a blender, or lick a porta potty seat at Coachella. Now, you've said some very, very rude things.
I haven't said any of that.
Very rude things about that city. I don't know that you've gone to Ty Lawson level, and I appreciate at least you've had some kind of decorum.
It wasn't personal. Well, to maybe some people it is, but it was only about like the city of the state of Oklahoma and Oklahoma City, and I said it's kind of a boring town. So that's what I said. All right, but I'm not doing any
number
of that crazy
2 through
stuff.
4, 2 and 4 are definitely the best one. The Temu parachute tester, but the lick a porta potty seat at Coachella is that one's gonna get brought back. I'm definitely gonna steal that one from Ty Lawson as a couple of potential digs later on in life.
I think that'll be a good one.
That one's gonna get banked.
Hit us up 877-794-1973 to get you in. Yeah, of the 3 teams left, I don't care who wins the championship. I just want to see good games and good storylines.
I was going to say, what does the story? What would be the best story for the journalist?
So yeah, the Knicks would be a great story. And the thing is, like, of the 3 teams remaining, what can the Bucks attain? The Bucks kind of were, I guess they were with the Wemby group. Right.
Yeah.
Like Wemby, they had the one singular guy that you build around.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks are a different animal. The Knicks are, Brunson driven.
Yeah, 100%.
But
a squad of guys that played together.
Karl Anthony Towns was a high pay. Like they got some star power too. But then OKC's like more of an organic. We tanked forever and got a bunch of good guys and made right decisions. So they're different models, right? And I'm trying to think of like, okay, so how can the Bucks get in this mix, and what team can the Bucks kind of develop like?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to imagine. I guess if you have Giannis, then he's your Wemby and you build around him and get the parts, even as he's kind of on the decline, whereas Wemby's on the ascent and just scratching the surface. So
yeah,
there's no parallel really. I don't see the Bucks what do the Bucks have to do to get into this to be like the fourth team in this conversation? I don't know.
I don't know, because they took the big swings with a couple of different trades, and similarly to the Knicks would be, I think, the one that's built more in the vision of what the 21 Bucks would be, right? The Brunson, albeit much smaller version, would be their Giannis, their guy that everything revolves around, their son, and Cat playing like a legit number 2 on a championship team, where many people have doubted that he would be that for a long time. What I think would be the comparison to Chris Middleton, just a different position. But right, 5 picks for Mikal Bridges, $230 million they paid for OG Anunoby, and a lot of people thought that was an overpay when they gave up a number of picks for him as well. And then there's Josh Hart, who's just the do it all for Udali and the gritty guy that is able to get enough out of every little ounce of talent that he's got to be a contributor. The way that the Bucks get in this, the way that the Bucks are interesting into all of this, and the way the Giannis conversation, in my estimation, flares up is if San Antonio goes into Oklahoma City and wins on Sunday night.
And they're like, we need the last piece, all that stuff.
I didn't think there was a way any teams that were remaining were going to try to get into the Giannis sweepstakes, right? Cleveland apparently is going to run their thing back. Good for you. Excited for what that's going to be once again. But Oklahoma City's always had the capital.
Yeah.
They've always had the young players. They've got the assets. And they've got somebody that he can run with and know that he could win with. And now they've got this big 7'4" French problem that they might need a Greek Adonis to come on in and stop. So maybe, maybe, Wemby goes in there and wins his second game of the series in your building. Maybe Sam Presti presses that easy button, and that's that Giannis button, and we get a little bit of a shocking trade before June 23rd.
That's where it gets interesting. And that's what the rooting interest should be locally.
Maybe I just flipped for my allegiance coming up tomorrow night.
Giddy up. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear Hunter's interview with Kyle Harrison of your Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers off yesterday, getting ready to start a series in Houston against the Astros this evening. God, it seems like a week since they played.
It's crazy how this happens. What do they get, 22 off days?
Yeah.
And it feels like they have a week off in between some of these games.
That's right. So we will hear from Hunter Baumgart and Kyle Harrison when we return. It's the Friday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling through a Friday in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you. This portion of the program brought to you by GameDayMen'sHealth.com. If you've not checked out their website, if you not checked out their clinics, you owe it to yourself. You can either go to the website, sign up for a time, or you can just kind of just drop in on one of the clinics and see if they can take you right away. A lot of times they can do walk-ins. It's easier to make an appointment. But Game Day Men's Health offering a variety of services to help enhance your life, help you maximize. Seize the summer. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Find the clinic nearest you, whether it's Middleton or might be Brookfield, might be Lake Country, wherever you may go.
They're there for you.
Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. All right, you can reach us 877-794-1973 to the NicolaLaw.com talk and text line. Hunter Baumgart joined us yesterday. He helmed the baseball, Milwaukee's baseball last night.
It was awesome.
With no Brewers game. And he also spoke to up-and-coming Brewers pitcher Kyle Harrison. And we're going to spin through that conversation right now. Brought to us by our pals at Import Minded for the best car repair for the imports on South 27th, just north of 894. Let's take it away, Hunter.
Kyle, first thing for you, another start under your belt on Tuesday night. How'd that feel overall? I know you said it was kind of a grind throughout. Those types of starts, I'm guessing it's a little more of there's a little more, not effort, but it's a grind, right? So how do you mentally kind of get through one of those starts?
Yeah, mentally it's just execute pitch by pitch, and that's just all I've been thinking recently, and really all you can think, because there's no reason to think about what could happen. It's just, hey, let me get this pitch, let me execute, let me be on the same page with William, and got a great defense behind me, so wanted to use them as much as I could. But when you don't have to swing and miss like that, it's more like, all right, let's be intentional with our spots, let's get in good counts and try to finish them. But if it ends up resulting in a weak contact, we'll take it.
Totally. When you think back to where you were coming into spring training, just coming into a new organization, to where you are now, just a couple of months later, what do you feel is the biggest difference between, you who came in a few months ago to the organization to now?
It's tough to say, but I think it's, just getting comfortable. I think getting to know every coach, every player, getting to know my routine, getting to know what my body needs on a consistent basis, how it ticks, what drills I need to do in between starts, just all the little things, it's like a bunch of little things, but they add up at the end of the day. So, and ultimately the conviction in my stuff,
What are some of the little things maybe this organization does to empower you to do those things and to have success like you have on the mound?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, it's, it's pumping you up with confidence, and it's also, just like I said, between the starts, it's like, hey, we're doing drill work. We're being intentional with our targets. I'm using a band, hold against my elbow with my glove to kind of just keep my posture stacked. Certain stuff that, like, I didn't really take the time to really pay attention to. Kind of just would go through catch play as a pro. I mean, up until this year, it's like catch play was just catch play, and now it's like I'm really intentional with my catch play, how many throws I'm throwing. So it's like just the attention to detail is a good way to put it.
And how much does it reinforce you when you go out then and have success that, okay, those little things really do matter in between start?
It's everything. I mean, it's like you said it, it's like one start, whether it's success or not, it's like ultimately I could go back to my routine, and it's like that's this consistency we're searching for. And it's like you're not searching for the results anymore. It's more just like, hey, let's be consistent in our routine, and let's just go execute pitches on start day.
Mm-hmm. How about, I know fans love to hear about the way Chris Hook is with you guys and the way he helps you, empower you with confidence, like you said, and also just works on all the little things. What kind of impact has he had in your first few months working with him?
Him and Jim and Sandy, they've done a great job just in my arsenal development, posture, my delivery. Like I said, with the bands, all those ideas are brought up by them, the home plates. Moving over to the rubber a little bit, that was Hook's idea. So just a bunch of little stuff again, right? It's like nothing crazy. Maybe like mentality, like knowing where to attack guys, knowing where to tunnel things. It's been cool just to get to know them, get their opinion, and we're all working on in the same direction. So it's cool to have them on the same page as me.
Kyle Harrison joining us here. When kind of as a starting staff, obviously you guys have had a lot of success this season, just up and down. You guys, whoever have come up, have done well. How much does that camaraderie kind of grow? I see you guys watching each other's bullpens and things like that. Like how much is that intentional of trying to be supportive of each other and just kind of drive each other to do better?
Yeah, I think we actually got Sproat's bullpen in like 10 minutes, so I'm heading out there right after this. But no, it's everything, man. It's like just seeing how each other tick, seeing what they do on a daily basis, seeing if you could apply that to your game, what works for them could work for you. Just you get to see different stuff, and you ultimately get to talk about how to get guys out, and that's the whole point of what we do. And but it's cool to have that sense of community, and it's kind of setting that expectation of like this is the standard, and let's all do it, because we're all capable of doing it. We got a talented staff, so let's do it.
Is that different? Is that normal? I guess from a naive perspective, is that normal for around the league to be kind of that in tune with what each other's doing?
I would say it's not. I think I've been part of a couple clubs, and just the belief in every day. It's like we're not really stressing about one game. We're not really worried about if we won that game. It's more just like, all right, on to the next one. Like everyone just do your job, and that belief in it's really cool to see.
How much, like for instance, Miz starts Monday and then you're starting on Tuesday. How much of your prep is watching during the game what he's doing on the mound, what's effective against those hitters? I can guess when you're like a second game of a series, or in Chicago you're the third game. That's a lot of what goes into it, is kind of watching how they
100%. Hit. Yeah, no, it's especially like I talked about this earlier, and it's just hilarious. Like I've never had to follow up a guy that throws 100 like that. So maybe make my fastball seem a little slower, but that's the cool part. I think we pitch similar ways. We both love pitching off the fastball, and I know it's a different look, it's coming from an opposite side, so it's like, yeah, it is a little different. But 103 is 103, so it's like part of me is like, man, like, are they going to be ready for my heater just because they're seeing like 7 miles an hour harder than this? But than my best bullet. But no, man, it's impressive to watch him and just what he's done, and it's just a special talent, man.
How fun is it to see it up close in person? Like obviously you probably heard about it last year, but this is obviously different.
His midweek pens, his daily catch play work. I mean, just everything. You're like, how? You're like, this guy's throwing that hard in a bullpen. You're like, oh my gosh. He's like, oh, I just was flicking. I was feeling nice and light. It's like, come on, dude. We get it. But no, he's a great guy, and just really, really impressive. I don't think we'll see anything like it ever again, honestly.
It's incredible. Last question for you: just the success overall of the team, and you guys being able to go up and down a little through April, but now kind of hitting your stride on all sides of the ball.
It's cool. It's a good group of guys here, man, and we're all pulling in the same direction, and we all have each other's back no matter the situation or circumstance, and it's really a good group, man. That's really all I can say, and we just believe in every day, and just go out there and compete.
Kyle, really appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Great conversation. Hunter Baumgart, Kyle Harrison of your Milwaukee Brewers.
A lot of really cool stuff in there. When you get to pro sports outside of, guys in the NFL talk about it. It's always so different than college. You have real, your own lives. You're going home. You got families and things like that. To hear them discuss going and watching each other's bullpens, to be able to just help each other out, grab a little something from somebody else. Just you're at the ballpark, sure, but there's more of a dedication to knowing exactly when everybody's going to go. Drew, I don't know if that's super common. It seems a little uncommon. Seems like something only a young group and a young team would have something like that.
Absolutely. I don't know. And maybe Maddox and Smoltz and Glavine watched each other throw a pen once in a while or something. Maybe, but it's unique, I think. And also, it being intentional, you see pitchers play catch every day, and you don't realize that they are working, and they're working around, they're messing around with grips and stuff. Like I've seen guys like, oh, Corey Knebel taught me this curveball grip. And okay, well, that's cool. And I've been playing around with it. Now I'm taking it into the games, and
that can only help, right?
It's incredible. Synergy, part of the pitching lab. It's part of the process. Yeah.
Having that much, that much knowledge and talent, and that can only help when you share that.
The way things evolve. Yeah. So it's whatever it is, they've kind of cracked the code, and their pitching's been amazing. So good job by Hunter.
Great
Might
work.
have to listen to that again in the 7 o'clock.
I was going to say that was so nice.
So
It's coming twice.
It's so good. Yeah, absolutely. All right, 1 hour in the books. Dolph is going to join us at halftime at 6:30. Paul Wagner scheduled to appear. Our Doc Hounds guy. We'll talk pitching with Wags as well. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start with baseball. The Brewers hold a 4-game lead in the NL Central. They got the attention of the baseball world and have the game's fourth best overall record heading into their series with the Astros tonight. Rookie Coleman Crowe gets the start. His first two earlier in the season went well.
He was tremendous in his first outing. He didn't miss too many spots. He can pitch here. I mean, he can pitch in the big leagues. You come to this environment against that lineup as good as they're playing, it's pretty good.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, first pitch tonight from Houston, is set for 7:10. A dozen new members of the University of Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame announced yesterday. Among those getting the nod, Sam Decker, Melvin Gordon, women's hockey star Sis Paulson, and men's hockey star Ron Vincent. The class will be formally inducted in September. NBA playoffs, Western Conference Finals. We will see a Game 7. The Spurs forcing the issue with big 118-91 win at home over Oklahoma City. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 hit. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Rolling through a Friday in the good land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on that iHeart app. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you. Love some audience participation on this Friday.
Yeah, we're here for it. We're ready for it. Come on now. Sanchez, we ready, as the Open says. Isn't just for us, Drew. It's for everybody involved.
For everybody. If you're just waking up, welcome. You can get us on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973 or inundate the chat on YouTube. We are also streaming live on Facebook and X. Come and find us and hang out. Brewers play tonight against the Astros. We heard from Hunter Baumgart's interview with Kyle Harrison, which was excellent.
That was so good.
If you're looking for more Brewers content to wet your whistle before the game starts tonight, The Athletic, good website.
Yes. Big
Tyler
fan of it.
Kepner, friend of the program, baseball writer for a long time. He has a story about Cooper Pratt. He went to Nashville and interviewed Cooper Pratt and some Brewers types. Matt Arnold quoted in there, as well as the
that's what I like
scout
to hear.
who recommended Cooper Pratt to the Brewers. It's Scott Nichols, also the guy who recommended a kid named Brandon Woodruff that he liked.
All right, I like Scott Nichols already.
Nichols.
If that's going to be the one that you hang your hat on, I'm going to be a fan of
Talks
Scott
about
Nichols.
Scott Nichols on draft day, how he was dying because he wanted to see this kid taken, and he couldn't believe he thought Cooper Pratt was a first round pick and not like a fifth round pick or a sixth round pick. And he was, he compared him to Austin Riley of the Braves and Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles.
Yeah.
It's pretty elite company.
Yeah. And so after the third round, Scott Nichols said he turned it off. He's like, this is crazy. We still hadn't taken him. And his dad was texting me, what's going on? I told him I turned it off, Russ. I was so upset. Then my supervisor called and said, we're taking your boy here. And that was the sixth round.
We're taking your boy. How good does that feel?
At the time he was drafted, Cooper Pratt was at Ole Miss picking up a parking pass because he was getting ready to go play some college.
Play for the Rebels. Oh, wow. Goodness gracious.
And when you get the affirmation as a
boom.
scout that, like, all right, we're taking your guy, it's got to be a great feeling. It's got to be something. It's also got to be one of those, like, all right, well, you got to come through for me.
All right, this stuff better work.
But it's nice to know they trusted your opinion. We're taking your
And
boy.
now your boy's 8 years and $50 million.
How do you like me now?
Signed.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of when, not if he gets to the big league.
And sometimes it's a matter of, I'm sure they're not upset now that he didn't go earlier in the draft when he got offered a deal like that.
bumped up to AAA and got a little bit slow start acclimating to the improved level of pitching, but now he's starting to hit. And there's a great quote. Rick Sweet, who is like an unsung hero in the Brewers organization, their AAA manager.
Big time. Yep.
Yeah. Sweetie is a great dude.
You only hear good stories.
Yeah. He said in this article by Tyler Kepner, quote, he could go up right now. And now Rick Sweet has experience with middle infielders on the rise because he also managed Bryce Terang.
Yeah, that just threw rocket
He
field
said,
to fans.
when Terang played for me in 2022, he was 22. And I look at Cooper Pratt at 21, and he's ahead of where Terang was.
Come on, Rick.
He's going to hit, and he's starting to hit now. We just had to get him focused on competing in the game. You get to that level where all of a sudden pitchers are pretty good, and for the first month, he's barely hitting 100. So he had to learn how you compete at this level. But Cooper Pratt is going to be a major league shortstop.
And I think that's another good lesson in patience. You know, when Bryce first came up, obviously his struggles were hitting. You know, obviously always a good defender. It took him a couple of years, and now he's one of the most important bats in the lineup. So that's the other thing. If he comes up and doesn't hit the first week, don't freak out.
The thing about Pratt is that he's 6'4", 195. That's like Ripken-esque Tulowitzki. It's like the big shortstop model.
That is not that's not how they build them necessarily in the shortstop lab.
Yeah.
No. And then, of course, the other prospect, the AA version is Made, who's playing his ass off, right?
Just destroying AA.
So is Pratt Made, is that the left side of the infield moving forward? Very likely.
Well, it's
sure trending that way.
I was going to say left side of the infield moving forward, especially if anything comes of the first two proposals that you've seen, possibly coming from Major League Baseball, that maybe you'd be incentivized to pay somebody over on the right side because you have to hit some a certain threshold of cash that has to be paid out to some players. But those two are going to be on the opening day roster, no later than 28?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think it's just going to be difficult the way Made has continued to develop. He's not going to stay in AA, I could imagine, for the entire season. And once he gets to AAA, and if he continues to prove what he's done right now, again, you're just going to be – it's going to be a race to either get him up here to start the season next year, or maybe it's a race to try to get him signed before he gets up here.
I always wonder if guys like that, you know, in the same organization, obviously you're playing for the same team. But it is, you know, an individual sport in some regards when you're in the minor leagues because you're all racing for spots in the big leagues. Do they see it as that sort of race? Like, we both know we're big-time prospects. We both know we have a future with this team in theory. But it's like, you know, I'm always looking over my shoulder to see what he's doing because I have to be matching him, and I don't want to be falling behind. I always wonder, especially if they're both playing similar spots, infield spots, and then all of a sudden one gets signed. We don't know if other guys have been offered these type of deals and just hadn't taken them. Right, that's the other thing people don't think about. It's like, all right, the Packers chose Cooper Pratt. Well, not necessarily. Maybe Made or Pena have been offered these deals, are going to be offered and haven't taken them yet either. So I always wonder what that kind of dynamic is like, you know, coming up in the minor leagues together. We're both young, obviously impressionable, want to make a big impact. We both want to make the team and make money and all these things. Is it like this guy's my future teammate, so I have to treat it as such, or I'm kind of in a competition with him? I'm sure it's a little bit of both. I'm not saying it's a Kyler Murray McCarthy situation.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be awkward. It doesn't have to just be one kid in class and the other kid on the other side of the classroom. But also, competition's a healthy thing, right? Like it's the right thing to have. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a negative. I also wonder how much we'll look at the Pratt deal. What, 8 years, $50 million? Was it 10 years for the Connor Griffin fellow in Pittsburgh? There was so many numbers of these deals over the last 18 months for middle infielders, Drew, that you can kind of circle it around and see how much value you're getting out of the deal and how much all of them perform comparably to each other.
9/140 is what Connor Griffin got, according to the.
And then the kid in Seattle just got a massive deal as well. Now, those guys were also like the top 5 prospects in baseball, similarly more to where Made would be, right? And that maybe would be in his price range instead of where the Cooper Pratt deal would be at.
It's interesting times, especially against the backdrop of the CBA negotiations that are the opening volley's been thrown out there.
I've been anxiously waiting to get your perspective on it, Drew, because you've seen all the levels of this. you've got a little bit more to it. This is the first time since '94 that the salary cap has been proposed, has been asked, has been ventured. There's a lot of opinions on it. Some believing that it's a little bit of posturing, knowing that there's no chance that it could happen. What did you see yesterday in the two numbers?
I don't think the union is as unified as it was back then.
And I don't think it's as feared as it was. Again, pardon the pun. When was it Donald Fear was running it?
Yeah, they've lost a little bit because they have so much, and it's just killing the golden goose. Baseball's done so many things right recently that this would be like the sand in the gears here. Players historically oppose a cap, but look at everything else that's happened, like the pitch clock and the expanded playoffs. Like they've done a good job. So players are against cap, but a salary floor would help. I think it's going to be another layer is like, in order to get the cap that the owners want, they're going to have to mess with the reserve clause. Like you're going to let them get to free agency before 6 years, or let them get to arbitration after 2, or after 1 or something. Yes. There will be some sort of concession on that end. But and then baseball is going to make the argument that the last 10 titles have been won by big market teams, even though the Rays and the Brewers are great stories and competitive, they don't win. And baseball has like the research empirically that people are sick of all the good players going to the Dodgers.
For sure. Yeah. 100%.
It's like people are tired of that. And they're wondering why can't in the NBA, nobody in Oklahoma City is worried that they're going to lose SGA, right? It's
Good
like they can keep him.
Mahomes, Kansas City, same deal.
Yeah. So
for sure.
And then it comes to like they want to have not only a luxury tax, but a tax if you're under the floor. Like then you have to pay. Like those teams will have
decently
to pay.
hard on both sides.
Yeah. So it's a fascinating thing because philosophically the players are opposed to a cap, but the cap and a floor might actually help more guys make more money. That's where the rank and file is going to be split on this.
That floor was significant. Like I guess I didn't anticipate the floor would be as drastic as it would be. Now the initial numbers in the proposal was a 50-50 revenue split and flattening all of the television revenue, right? So the Dodgers local television rights are over $300 million. The Brewers, amongst other 13 or 14 clubs in Major League Baseball, MLB is subsidizing their broadcast. So all of that money would be split through, and $71.2 million for the floor and $245.3 million for the cap proposed in 2027, where I think there were 11 teams that would be underneath that 171 million.
That's the median right now in the NFL. From the list I'm seeing, at least it's from
all right.
Spot
So
Rag.
there are 12 teams that would need to grow their payroll for under the 2027 for this proposal. And they would have to be a combined $617 million for the 12 teams. And the Brewers are one of those 12 teams.
Yeah, by about what? 40 million.
Athletics, White Sox, Reds, Guardians, Rockies, Marlins, Brewers, Twins, Pirates, Cardinals, Rays, and Nationals. Now, that is so $617 million they would have to step up and pay. But the 8 teams at the top, looking at you, Atlanta, Boston, Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Padres, and Blue Jays, would have to shave their payroll under these rules by $578 million. So it's like you're taking off the top and putting it at the bottom, and they're hoping that would lead to competitive balance, which is what they want, and what surveys say the fans want is more competitive balance.
It's been asked for a long time for the fans. Now, what I do think we understand in these leagues is they'll tell you that they're doing exactly what the fans want. That's not necessarily it. What a big part of it is they're doing is wanting to figure out what television networks are going to want and what different television buyers are going to want. I also believe part of the desire with the local television revenue is not only the revenue split, but then to sell it off to either an ESPN like they have for this year, where you're buying the entire MLB package or your team's package through another subscriber, through an Amazon, through an Apple TV. And that's how they get one of their versions of the NBA national rights deal, because you're just not going to find that. As much as I love the Milwaukee Brewers, I don't have a huge desire and an appetite to watch Twins Blue Jays on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And
so how do you monetize
not necessarily that a lot of people feel like they have the desire to want to watch the Hawks and the Mavs, but the Stars are at least a little bit more marketable in the NBA, where they've been able to sell that to networks for that.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. It is interesting though, to look at that floor number. Like you said, Billy, I agree. It's higher than you thought, and say maybe this is a concession that would work, because in the NFL we had a similar issue like this, where it seemed to be there was no middle class anymore. It seemed to be this was an issue like where the stars were getting all the money, but the guys in the roster that were making the minimums, which were, closer to the minimum, which were like 60 to 70%, were fighting for a smaller raise. So there were, to your point, Drew, how there was less unification on maybe the union. We saw that in the NFL players union too, where there was like 2 economies of players. There was no middle class. And it was like the guys in the bottom would like that small raise, need that small raise, and they're not necessarily going to vote for the highest ceiling because it's not going to affect them. So maybe in this case, enough players would be happy with getting that floor raise, because there's a lot of teams under even $100 million. Like, there's a lot of those teams way down there that could significantly change a lot of their, lives in terms of those rosters. Might make a team for 2 or 3 years, might only make a team for half a year, might really benefit in their life from that small raise, that there'd be enough to say, okay, you know what? This floor is enough for us. We're going to be fine fighting for that or voting for that or being okay with that. And therefore, the hard cap is the concession. I thought it was an interesting comment here on YouTube by Alex. It looks like Bykowski, excuse me. There has to be a deferment ban, make the owner show their stuff up front. Small things like that, I think, will make a big difference in these negotiations. Deferring salary, obviously,
but
is an issue.
Drew was right. The number one part of this that wasn't addressed, at least I didn't see at all reported, and it didn't seem like was included in this one. If you're going to get the hard cap and hard floor, which I do believe is going to be the best thing for the sport in the long run, especially in the ecosystem that we have right now, where pretty much every sport is going to this. Even European soccer, that has long been the one that you could point to of saying, like, well, this is a structure that works otherwise in other spots. They have an incredible amount of revenue sharing that has brought up the lower level teams. I wonder if you're seeing guys get to free agency in 4 years, if you could have a real conversation, right? Like the rookie cap and how much these guys are making in the slot values of minor league players and draft picks. All that would have to be worked out far more than just the two numbers that got a lot of eyeballs, I would think, yesterday, Drew.
Yeah, no doubt. Manfred was on with McAfee and said that there's a $446 million gap between the Dodgers and the Marlins. Technically, that's true, but then you dive deeper into it, and that includes the luxury tax that they're paying, the payroll, all of that stuff. The tax bill for the Dodgers alone was $100 million, and the Marlins payroll is 69.
Yeah, more than what, like 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah.
You also see in the players union side, which players union is going to be saying, hey man, we're pretty happy with our side. We enjoy our side of this deal. Instead, why don't we just enhance this one by lessening the luxury tax and allow those teams to have themselves even more money to spend? And the lower level teams, you just have to start spending money. You have money, you got more of it. Just start spending more of it.
Players were against the luxury tax because why should teams be penalized for spending money to be good?
Money that they have to be good.
Yeah, that's logical too. My take is I don't think we're going to miss. We might miss a couple of games. I think December 1st is the expiration of this deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them coming to an accord before then. Deadline spur actions. Last time it was into March, and they got in just in time to get a full season going and stuff. And
will be the
and delayed spring training by what, 2 weeks or something like that.
I think we might see something like that again, where that's kind of where we microwave it. But the TV deals are up after 28, so that's where, again, like if you don't play a season, you're hurting yourself there.
You're
taking money out of
for that one. Yeah.
And the owners are going to say that baseball franchises aren't appreciating in value at the rate of NFL and NBA franchises. And the game is healthy. So why is that? Where's the private equity? Where's that part of the equation?
Sure.
They haven't entertained a lot of that because it's like a lot of, single ownerships, old money.
I was going to say old money and full
and
family money a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to come down to, and this has to be negotiated too, will the Yankees, Mets, and Dodgers peel off chunks of their TV deals that make them so, because the idea that they're going to centralize it, I don't know if that's going to happen. Like they're trying with teams like the Brewers. That
beautiful
don't have a TV
dream,
deal.
yeah.
It's a beautiful dream, but yeah, doesn't seem to be in the cards for teams to give up that money, or if they can centralize it and peel off things where the bigger market teams get a bigger chunk of the pie. I don't know how they're going to do that and satisfy the big market owners. But the thing is, he needs a 2/3 majority. So Manfred's looking at 23, a 23 team block. They only need like 8 small market teams to say, we need this to put an end to this. So the owners could be fractured as well. It's just weird. And I don't know who caves first, the owners, the players, the rank and file players. Yeah. Like there's the guys who have the Garrett Cole contracts, and then there's the Blake Perkins contract.
For sure.
That you got to represent both of those guys, right?
Yes.
And generally in these kind of fights and these staring matches, B's beat M's. right? The billionaires beat the millionaires in a staring competition. But I'm not necessarily positive because there's something to the salary or the team valuations and the franchise valuations not increasing at the same percentage rate as other sports. I mean, we're going to see the Seattle Seahawks. Now, granted, they did just win the freaking Super Bowl. So I don't know that we've ever seen a team win the title with the youngest coach in football, maybe the most successful one in football, go up for sale. But they're going to reach probably $10 billion, and the Lakers just sold for $10 billion as well. So, like, the NBA is way, and NFLs are way up here, and Major League Baseball is very, very comfortable and nice, but not at that same rate. A lot of it could be tied to this. If certain owners said, all right, cool, I will vote for it, and then I'm also going to put this thing right up for sale and see if somebody else is going to start paying this $171.2 million floor that I've never been interested in.
Well, because that is, I think what you mentioned there is the last interesting part for me is to think like, all right away, you assume Manfred will get support from the smaller market teams or the teams that pay less for the salary cap, right? Like that's what they wanted. They want the competitive balance. But all of a sudden Miami's like, oh wait, you're going to charge me $100 more million? Because basically they're like, their payroll's at $70 million. Yeah. So all of a sudden they have to increase their salary by $100. So in a way, I wonder if he'll get as much support as he thinks he might with that. Because it's like, yeah, the salary cap's great. We wanted that, but we didn't want you to give us a bill to have to all of a sudden pay that much in a floor either. So like any negotiation, it's usually compromise, which means nobody's happy, which is the right way to do it. So we'll see how that works and how bloody the process is.
Derek and Whitewater, if they switch when you could hit free agency from 6 years to 4 years, that will hurt the Brewers. Well,
it'll be 6 to 5.
That's the
6 to 5 would probably be it. Where would you be hitting arbitration after 2 years? Like there's a lot there that would all be.
There's all kinds of out. Like you get granular. What about teams that already have guys signed to multi-year deals? Like, do they get grandfathered in?
Yeah.
Bird rights and like.
Wouldn't a $700 million contract be a little bit of a problem there?
I would think.
I think that you have to,
especially since it was negotiated before the deal, so you'd have to grandfather those in somehow.
There would be some incredible trades going on
and lawsuits.
What's the mechanism by which the cap goes up? Like that's always a big thing in the NBA and the NFL.
Sure.
Every year. It's going to go up every year, but what's the formula that we use? Like those are the things.
And the floor too.
And 50-50 revenue. Yeah. Okay, cool. Of all revenue, of every single revenue stream, that is the one where they'll fight to make sure that we're getting every piece of revenue as well.
Travel is in the details, no question about it. And it's the first round, and it's going to be a slog.
Yeah, this one's not going to be fun. This one's not going to be fun.
They have to have these negotiations and trade proposals, but deadlines spur action. And until, I think December 1st, we'll get a lockout. There'll be no winter meetings, no trades, no free agency. And then it'll be microwaved, and hopefully sometime in March they'll come to an accord.
I was going to say my over under day was Jackie Robinson day. Will we be playing regular season games or spring training games by April 15th? Because that could be a line of demarcation.
That will be interesting. We've reached halftime of the Friday edition of the Huddle. When we come back, Scott Dolphin from the Country Station down the hall, FM 106, gonna join us. Glad you're hanging out with us. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We've reached halftime of the Huddle, the Friday edition. Halftime hits different on Fridays, and we welcome Scott Dolphin to the celebration here. Hello, Dolph.
Hi, Drew. What's up, fellas?
We just found out during the break that Dolph is a fan of rum raisin ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought there would be.
I don't see rum raisin anymore. I
No,
feel
so,
like.
okay, so you knew it existed.
Anymore,
Thank you, Armin.
okay.
Yeah, no, I remember it because I think my grandma used to make jokes that rum raisin was getting my grandpa drunk or something. You know, it was like one of those fun little things.
It's true. Yeah, so
eating rum raisin, you know, and, like when cops would have Coke and rum or rum and Coke flavored custard, it'd be like
wow.
she'd make the same jokes.
I like that.
So rum raisin felt like something that was like an old time, like, you know, like the salt and nut roll, Billy, we make fun
Oh,
of.
God, love those too.
So like one of those
By the
old
way,
time things that we don't eat anymore.
Don't let the word payday bar come out of your mouth next to the salted nut, Pearson's salted nut roll. There's
I did
no
do that.
comparison.
Yeah, there is.
Wow, really?
I mean,
Okay.
I think it's the salted nut roll walk so the payday bar could run. You don't agree with that?
Well, it's okay. I'll accept that, but salted nut roll is the GOAT, man, when it comes to salted nut rolls, I guess.
Because,
no, but
yeah,
Bill,
it's okay. Go ahead.
Billy brought up the Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice cream at Dairy Queen, and I thought, when we go on these, ours is Boots on the Beach. You guys had Sunburn Bowl. When you go on these trips, these all inclusive, they have like an ice cream bar with all these different flavors. And this year, they had rum raisin, Armin. So, and apparently I'm the only guy in the world that likes it because I got the gallon to myself every single day. Nobody was touching that stuff except me.
Knowing exactly where the scoop
dude.
mark was the other day.
I feel like raisins in general have lost their market share as a snack. You know, people don't think about there used to be raisins and all
What you
kinds of
talking
stuff.
about?
I love raisins, but
Raisins, craisins,
Little sugar
yogurt
bombs.
covered raisins.
Yeah.
I think they're
Those
not
are
as
good.
healthy as people thought.
I'm not going to sit down and pound a box of raisins, but give me a box of Goobers. You know, the chocolate covered raisins.
Now we're talking, yes.
We're talking
Maybe,
yeah.
but in all reality, raisins are a huge kid snack, right? So, I mean, like the little guys
You
will
would
just
think.
be crushing
Yeah,
raisins
that's
left and
good.
right. So,
It's good
I found
though.
all different variations of it. And luckily, somebody will finally eat it out of the trail mix that I'm eating.
But like raisin bread, the raisin bagels are always the ones available. I feel like left. Maybe it's just a weird mix of.
I'm okay if it's in something like that. You're raisin bran every once in a blue.
I'll eat it anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, but just raisins by themselves. No, I remember they had a genius marketing plan. The raisin board. I guess it said nature's candy. That's what they used to call raisins all the time. I thought that's genius. Get kids to eat it.
There you
I
go.
can't remember the last box of cereal I bought now, with the caveat being, does granola count? Because having granola around to sprinkle on top of that yogurt is key. So
That's
there's
the
usually
adult cereal.
granola at Stately Olson Manor, but the last time I bought a boxed cereal of any kind, Raisin Bran, healthy or not, it's been a long time.
I'll tell you, I had a Viking weekend within the last year. And as you walk around the grocery store, you're like, what am I going to get? All right, frozen pizzas, check. Palermo's, throw that.
I know what you're going to say.
One T-bone, sweet.
Okay.
Big old thing of Captain Crunch
Captain
and
Crunch.
a gallon of milk. And I went right into the cart.
I
think I ate that.
Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes,
One of the
it
two.
was one of those two. And I stared at the two boxes and I decided which one I was going to compete against. And I think Captain Crunch was $1 less. So I thought of Armin and I grabbed the Captain Crunch.
That's right,
and I think I ate that for 4 of the next 5 meals. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm good for another year. My gut is not very happy with me.
And it tore your mouth to shreds, but you didn't care. That Captain Crunch was so good.
That was the
it's
CC, you know, when CC Sabathia was dealing, obviously he dealt with the alcoholism for a while, but when he's dealing with his weight problem, he said he was eating a box of Captain Crunch a day.
Because it's amazing.
It is
addictive. Dug out.
Right. And you don't really think to yourself, I mean, even though it is a lot of sugar, you probably don't think, you know, it's like I'm eating cereal. Like it's not like I'm eating junk food, but that much is a lot of sugar.
Well, and you know, I grew up on 1 to 3 bowls a morning of apple cinnamon Cheerios because
those are good.
Honey Nut Cheerios, okay.
Really?
Real Cheerios, no chance.
Well, those are plain.
The apple cinnamon Cheerios, those were getting absolutely crushed in the Schmidt household while I was watching Sports Center before school.
I want to go back to the Captain Crunch family of cereals. I was a big peanut butter Captain Crunch guy in high school. That was my go-to.
They got a lot of variations of that still.
Well, now they got the Oops All Berries, and that's just you got to have a little bit of the classic, I think, in there to really even it out. But Captain Crunch went hard. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch dip cone, though, that's where it started.
That's
Dairy
what it was.
Queen is doing a cereal line of things. So they had the Fruity Pebbles shake, which I did not try yet. Definitely will get tested out at some particular point in time. But I mean, little dusting of cinnamon on top of the dip cone. It was a pretty impressive display of what Dairy Queen put together yesterday.
Dairy Queen, man, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm not gonna lie.
It was DQ night after T-ball yesterday. Now, granted, we were rolling around in the dirt pretty much the entire night, so I don't know that ice cream was deserved at the end of the night. But Dad was pretty fixated on that we were going to Dairy Queen after that. So.
That's a dad decision.
He was driving the car, so we figured out where we were going.
This is for me, not for you.
Yeah, sorry. Somebody put it into the GPS, and we just rolled over there.
So just
I don't know how that happened.
Enticed by the cereal ice cream mixture. What about there's
the millennial fat kid in me was very, very happy though last night. That was one of those moments where I was smiling. Probably like Armin's gonna be smiling walking, Vince McMahon style into apparently this 20th reunion that he's having.
How about that?
No, it is the Marquette. Marquette's got a reunion weekend every year. So if it's one of your even years, it's like reunion weekend. I really didn't think much of it. And then I was basically I was basically splashed in the
No
face
one's buying that you weren't
reality.
dialed in on this.
That's what my buddy said. They're like, "Aren't you signed up for everything?" I have two buddies flying in for this. Well, for different reasons, but one it's his it's like his Navy retirement party as well. So people are getting together, and I was like telling him I wasn't really aware because they have functions down there, block party and tour of the campus and stuff. I'm like, I live in Milwaukee, so it's just not the same. Like every day is my Marquette reunion. That's the way I look at like living in this town. And it was a splash of water in the face when I realized it's been 20 years, though. That was tough to take.
So
that was tough to take.
What does Armin do to mark this? You get your buddies together, you get yourself a case of Natty Ice or something, and go right where McCormick Hall used to be.
All the places
stand there like the Bradley Center.
Everything's gone. And McCormick's gone. Angelo's is
Ziggy's,
gone.
Angelo's.
Ziggy's is gone. I don't know where Ziggy is these days. I hope he's doing good. If he's still, Haggerty's is gone. That was a good place.
We can go to Caffrey's, right?
Yeah,
Caffrey's still there, right?
Still there. Marquette Euros is gone. That was one of my favorite places.
Marquette Euros.
Never got a Euro there. Always got a burger though.
Is the bowling alley still inside
the annex? Yeah, that's owned by owned by the school. So
a couple of cold ones at Caffrey's and Murphy's, and then wrap it up with real chili and get into a fight with somebody. Is that how you celebrate?
Fight. It's the oyster crackers.
Witness a fight.
The oyster cracker fight. You just start throwing oyster crackers across real chili to each other. That's the fight. They're not really fist fights.
That's like a best part of the chili. I throw them all at me. I like oyster.
I was gonna say,
they got those things in they got them in like garbage bags. It's just like it's huge. They have
it's intense. I agree. Well, that's good. 20 years, Armin. Oh boy, these milestones.
Really sad though.
Do you guys do high school class reunions?
Those are falling by the wayside, in my opinion.
Kind of blew mine. I've blown a couple of them off.
I've only missed two, I think, and I've been out a long damn time. So I think I have another one next year. Always look forward to it. We had a small town high school. Mm-hmm. We graduated with 120, 130 kids.
Those are the best reunions.
Yeah, and so you really know everybody, and so I really look forward to those.
But social media and Facebook have negated the.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
No one's even organized ours.
You keep up with people.
Yeah. Again, though, if I was Scott Dolphin, I'd want to roll up into my high school reunion as well. Too. Wait, how many CMA awards do you have now?
Yeah.
You're walking back into that gym.
What'd you do last week?
Floating on air. What are we talking about here? Yeah.
That doesn't come up.
Yeah, I interviewed, who was it? I'm sorry, I'm just blanked. You interviewed, who'd you
interview?
Tim
McGraw.
Tim McGraw. I interviewed Tim McGraw the other day.
By the way, how was
he on the Mount Rushmore?
How was
Tim McGraw?
Farm?
He was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
4 minutes.
What a good dude. Yeah, we got exactly 4 minutes.
I love that when you hear the little beeps on the little tones in there, like your time is up.
Exactly. Speaking of 20 years, Tim McGraw's got, I think, 30 in Nashville now since Don't Take the Girl and Indian Outlaw came out back in 1994, 1995.
Wow.
Is he on his fourth wife now? Is he where's he at?
No. He's been married to Faith Hill forever. And why wouldn't you be? My God, it's Faith Hill.
That's fair, yeah.
I thought, are they still together? I thought they were broken up.
No, they are.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Keith Urban.
Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I knew they broke up, but I thought Tim McGraw was onto a different one.
No, I think he and Faith are going to be around forever.
Okay.
But
onto the blind side.
Yeah.
Tim's playing Alpine Valley on August 22nd, I want to say. So he's doing the rounds, doing the car wash.
Did you say that he's got new stuff coming out too?
He's got a new album out. Yeah.
Painless Ride.
Isn't it crazy that remember his big hit, My Next 30 Years?
Great song.
He's like almost 60 now. So he's already had him.
That song is written by Milwaukee favorite Phil Vassar, who comes to Summerfest every month. He wrote My Next 30 Years. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Wow, I didn't know that.
That's a Phil Vassar song.
Great song.
That
man.
is a good one.
I remember
Yeah.
posting that on Facebook when I turned 30.
Have a few more lemonades and not so many beers.
I'll remember my next 30 years.
Milwaukee favorite, Phil
Oh,
Vassar.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he has like constituencies, but he's huge here.
He's awesome, and he'll do a segment of a show where he does all the songs he's written for other people. I mean, Jody Messina would have never had a career without Phil Vassar. He wrote, I think, half of her number ones, and then he's written other songs like Little Red Rodeo. Which
I
was a
like
big-
that. I like that he lets him know too by playing him live.
Oh yeah.
He lets
Well,
him
and
know.
it is cool that
Wouldn't
the songwriter, it does appear, and I only know this very, very little bit from the small little football podcasts that dabble in country music, like the Bustin' with the Boys guys are having Eric Church on. So that should be fun. They have
Wow.
Luke Combs on. But it seems like the songwriter side and the singing, the frontman side, it's kind of blending together where it's a lot more open and a little more honest. Is that fair to say?
Tim McGraw addressed that this morning when I talked to him. He said that he actually has a couple cuts on his new album. He said, which doesn't really happen very often at all. He said, I put those out to the guys and we vote what goes on. And he got 2 cuts on his new album because I'm fascinated with the songwriters. That's the incredible part of country. I know you are too, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best part about country music for me and music in general. And man, there's some good ones in Nashville. I mean, Josh Thompson, Cedarburg, Wisconsin, born and raised,
Wow, that's awesome.
is one of the hottest songwriters in Nashville. I mean, just look up Morgan Wallen songs right now or Jason Aldean. You name it, he's got credits on just about everybody.
That
down
is
there.
so cool.
And the thing about Nashville, it's like the assembly line where there's 30 guys credited as part of the writing process.
Yeah.
And it gets whacked down with the publishing, right? It's,
It does.
Yeah.
Well, where there's a hit,
always
there's a
interesting.
writ. Isn't that the joke?
Huh?
Where there's a hit, there's a writ. Everybody wants a piece of
Yeah,
that.
Well,
everybody wants a piece, but
Now it's all about streaming and with songwriters. I mean, artists will do 60, 75 songs, and then they'll have to narrow it down to put it on an album of 10 or 12 songs. It's competitive. It's hard to make it.
hard to get
Music
in.
City.
Yeah, big time.
They call it a 10-year town. That's how long you're going to be
That's
there
how
before
long
you
you're
either
gonna
go
be there?
home or then you're going to hit it big.
You
Yeah.
go pro in something other than sports, as the NCAA commercial would say.
That's right.
That's
What do they
pretty
call
well.
Oklahoma City? 10-minute town?
Ouch.
Ooh, hello.
I just thought
Armin is just hating on Oklahoma City. Dolph, do you have a rooting interest in this? Like, we're going to have a Game 7 Saturday
Now I
night.
do. It's Oklahoma City.
Thank you.
I mean,
Good for
Okay,
business.
all right. Yeah.
no, I don't care. Both small cities like ours, small
Yeah.
markets
Yeah,
like
San
ours.
Antonio, yeah.
I guess Wemby would be fun to see against the Knicks, but I really don't have a rooting interest.
No, just want to see good ball.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the way I see most things. So
Yeah,
just show me a good ball.
I want it to be a little harder on Wemby than just roll through your first playoffs. We need to get that step ladder
Good
of
point.
success, right? You got to lose one, then go to the next one, then go to the next
You need
one.
to have your heart ripped out.
I don't even remember
Something I just
Giannis's
might rip all
first playoff. Was that when he got thrown out against the Bulls? Was that his
I
first playoff?
think.
That would have been his
Right?
first one, right? And then the next year they lose the Celtics in
Yes.
five, or
And the
The
Raptors.
Raptors.
and then the
The
Raptors.
Raptors. They had a big series against the Raptors where they almost won. We were up. We
Up
was a
2-0. That was
It was it's interesting. Well, that was
No, they
was-
lost
that
the
was-
first
they
round
lost the
series to
first
the
round.
Raptors
Oh, yeah.
even before. I think
Yeah.
that one might have been in 7 too.
Well, it's
yeah.
interesting because Giannis's path wasn't always the star like Wemby's is now, right? Yeah, Wemby's the immediate
Yeah.
supernova. It took Giannis that 4 or 5 years to establish his place in the NBA, his own game, and to emerge as like more than just an athletic dunker. That was a curiosity, you know. And once Giannis established that, then it was a totally different game plan when he was a All NBA, MVP, all those things. But Wemby, on the contrary, he's been a supernova from the start here. So if he wins this title now, Billy, to your chagrin, you just wait to hear what they're going to say. You
Yeah,
wanna
we
talk-
got to calm this down.
We talked earlier about being overzealous in terms of being, legacy and things like that. They're going to go crazy with this legacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's the thing, Dolph. It's like we were talking about that earlier about how everything has to be like SGA. He's not just facing Wemby and the Spurs. He's playing against Jordan and Kobe. And like is he one of the all-time greats? Like, what does he have to do? He's 4 years in a row of 30 points, back-to-back MVPs, and a title in the bank. Like, can't we just enjoy the moment? Do we have to say, well, if he doesn't win this, he's no Jordan? Like, come on.
They probably
Same
said the
Brady.
same thing about Jordan back in the day, right? Well, I don't know if he's going to be a Magic or a
He's Magic
Bird.
or Bird.
I mean, he's got to win, blah, blah, blah. Well,
Yeah.
SGA's won.
Well, and Jordan took him a while to break through against the Pistons, which was referenced, but they didn't linger on it in the Last Dance. It was
cruised by that.
kinda, they did show it, but
There was this idea, though, that a guy that was taking so much of the scoring load couldn't win a title. It had to be more of a team because that was the Celtics-Lakers era, and then
Sure.
Jordan would score so much.
Yeah, he had 63 against the Celtics in the
Sure.
playoffs.
So then it was like eventually he won. Eventually they had the team, the triangle, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how those narratives do work. I mean, we're caught in the moment so often. We fail to remember the other times that people question the players that we now think are made men.
Well, and it's people like you, Armin, that put down
like
Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Yes.
That just
Yeah,
kind
Armin.
of,
Thank you, Dolph.
feeds the beast.
I think I'm on Team Thunder now.
Yeah.
Because of Armin.
This guy just
Hey, that's
shoveling
fine.
coal into the furnace
Yes,
trying to cook
he
these
is.
poor guys.
Armin, you've
He's
given
shoveling
me a
oil.
rooting interest now. I don't.
Oh.
Before I didn't care, and unless I go to Pato and see, like put some shekels down, I have no rooting interest. But now, because of Armin, I'm all about
Yep.
the Thunder.
I'm on Team Thunder as well. Come on. Lightning and then the Thunder.
Repeat.
What's culture night like in Oklahoma City?
Oh, geez, it's a great melting pot in America. It's centrally located. What do you mean?
That's true. There
That's
probably
Adobe
is.
line. What's the
Wow.
difference between Oklahoma City and yogurt? Yogurt has an active culture. Oh, hello. Come on now.
Oh, man. Hey,
I'm sorry.
good luck,
I'm sorry.
UWM baseball in the NCAA
Let's
tournament.
go.
For the first time since 2010, they get Auburn today.
My Panthers. How about
You
it?
talk about
Auburn's
another
in big
booming
trouble.
metropolis.
Well,
Auburn, Alabama.
Alabama.
Let's go. It was congratulations. You have a walk-off. Now you get to go face the 4th-ranked team in the country. All we
Yeah.
need is a chip and a chair.
There you go.
What is
You're
it?
in it.
War Dam Eagle?
Yep.
Come on.
Let's go,
War
Panthers.
Damn Eagle.
War
Dolph,
damn East Side.
have a
Auburn's in
great,
trouble.
relaxing weekend, Dolph.
Thanks,
Have
fellas.
a great one.
See you Monday.
We will see you Monday. We'll take a quick break. Halftime is over. We made our adjustments. I have an orange slice and an Uncrustable. We'll get back at it. The Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you on this Friday in the good land. Time for a little Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, the HVAC specialist, employee owned for 40 years. DonovanJorgensen.com is the website. Billy, who's hot?
Well, who would be hot on this category would be Victor Wembanyama. He was phenomenal last night, 4 of 9. But even though his teammate Devin Vassell might have been even better in his short little moments, 4 of 7 from downtown, the only shots he took. Dylan Harper was really, really good off the bench as well last night, 6 of 9 with 18 points. Spurs beat up on the Thunder and finish it off there. That was the hot category. The other guy that would be hot, Drew, would be the young man who the Brewers are going to be facing coming up this weekend. His name is Yordan Alvarez. Now, was only on base once, scored a run last night in 3 plate appearances. He has in the last week, though, as the second man in the major leagues in home runs with 20 of them things, hitting 307. In the last week, he's got 7 hits, 5 of which have left the yard, and all 5 have been over 400 feet. No cheapies for the designated hitter for the Houston Astros, who the Brewers are going to be tasked with getting out coming up tonight. That young man, Yordan Alvarez, is always in the hot category. Dude, just unreal.
Incredible numbers when you look at the home run lengths. You know?
That's the thing. The distance in which these baseballs are traveling is astounding. I mean, he is just absolutely massacring baseballs. Also in the hot category last night, although we don't necessarily like to spotlight it, they've won 2 straight, would be Ian Happ, as he has kind of been the reason why the Cubs were able to get up off the mat. He had a 2-run shot last night, 3 hits in a 7-2 Cubs win over Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yep.
The 39-year-old Andrew McCutcheon's been DFA'd as well. I guess he'd be in the knot.
DFA'd.
DFA'd. Yes.
DFA'd.
That looked a little confusing at first in the graphic.
Should I show Drew real quick? And we'll try to show our friends on the YouTube stream as well. Drew, the graphics department at Foul Territory, which I think does a phenomenal job with their baseball content, posted this graphic the other day in terms of Andrew McCutcheon. You scroll that.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
See, that looks
It
bad.
doesn't look like DFA'd. It looks like maybe something else that they're signifying of our friend Andrew McCutcheon, which at one point I thought it said DAD. I'm like, goodness gracious. That's the roughest graphic of all time.
Yeah, and that was.
But he is DFA'd. He is very much
right.
alive. He's going to be clearing waivers and potentially get picked up.
He's fine, except for he's batting .537 OPS this year. So I don't know. Is there any chance for a Flyer reunion part 2 to see if we can get
Electric Boogaloo?
The last few weeks of his good, his best ball left? I don't know.
I can't see if he doesn't go to the Pirates. I can't imagine he's playing anywhere else. Is that fair?
Just like as a goodbye farewell tour to the Pirates.
One good thank you and congratulations on a heck of a career.
But the Brewers do try. I mean, Dallas Braden. Remember that experiment? Wasn't it Dallas Braden for a while? They try. You never know.
Also in the not category would be the minus 10,000 favorite at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, minus 50,000 favorite going into the match yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
Number 1 tennis player in the world, Jannik Sinner, who lost to can you help me pronounce it?
I don't know who this guy is.
Juan Manuel Dolo.
Yeah, he was cramping up. He was up 2 sets, cramped up a lot.
Sinner was 1 point away from winning it.
Huge upset, man.
And it now goes down in terms of sportsbook odds, Drew, as the largest upset in sports history.
Oh, giddy up.
Beats Buster Douglas.
Wow, that's epic. All right, we're spinning into hour 3 of the Huddle. Don't you go anywhere. You're listening to the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers back at it tonight after a Thursday off day. They'll open up a 3-game weekender at Houston tonight. Heading into play, Milwaukee has a 4-game lead over the Cubs in the Central, but that's mostly because Milwaukee plays sound fundamental ball.
Games are going to be like this. Games are going to be close, and the game is hard, and hitting is hard. Stringing together hits with the defense that's out there and the type of pitching that's out there, it's hard. So I think you have to do the little things.
Tonight, Coleman Crow gets a spot start for the Brewers. Houston will go with Kaiwei Tang. The Packers are back on the practice field today, another day of OTAs. The focus this week has been the legal situation regarding Josh Jacobs. But what about the torn ACL recovery of Micah Parsons?
Mike he's doing great.
Is he here right now?
He is not here. He'll be back here shortly.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 hit. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Friday in the good land. It's the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you at 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on that iHeart app. Streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and X as well. You can reach out to us, 877-794-1973. Get you to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line, and we'd appreciate your input today. It's a low tide on the sports calendar because the Brewers didn't play
For sure.
yesterday. We had a game 6, not as thrilling as game 7 should be tomorrow night. In
Hopefully
the NBA
much
Western Conference
better.
Finals.
Hopefully much better.
Stanley Cup off last night. No action, right?
No, yeah, off last night. Very, very sad news out of the NHL. As Claude Lemieux passed away yesterday at the age of 60 years old, just like 4 days after carrying out the torch in Montreal. But they'll be back in, I believe, Carolina tonight. I believe it goes back to Carolina for game 5.
Carolina.
And the Caniacs might be, I don't know if they eat Raisin Canes before the event. It sounds like they tailgate a lot of their hockey games, which is a different deal.
That's
Not one that you
cool.
see a ton in sports, but that place will be rocking tonight. There might be a hurricane warning.
Yeah.
They might be reaching the cup.
They're a big time favorite, obviously, after winning 3 in a row, having this game at home. They're poised to win.
They've
win
also
the
just beat the
conference
brakes off the Canadiens the last 3 games.
Yeah.
I'm like the game 4 or 3, pardon me, which was in overtime. I think they Canadians didn't have a shot on goal for the last like 25 minutes of the game. It was a resounding effort and a decision, albeit took overtime to get the final one. And then they scored 3 goals in 3 minutes and basically just quieted the Bell Center like nobody's business the other night.
You talk about fan bases, and it's a tenet of the show. One of my sports commandments is that 90% of being a fan is getting kicked in the nads, and
Hit
then the
that bell.
10%
Yeah.
is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Canadian teams that haven't won the Stanley Cup in their national game. Now, they can take joy because there's obviously going to be a lot of Canadian players on any team that wins. But isn't it an extra, like, just all the way up with a red hot poker that it's going to be Vegas and Carolina playing the game? Like,
Well, aren't those two the biggest hotbeds of hockey talent you could imagine in the world?
if I'm living in suburban Toronto and I have to fire up my TV and I'm looking forward to watching the game, like, really? Like,
and we go to Raleigh, North Carolina for the game one.
Yeah, and it defies logic. I mean, this is a league that has a lot of Canadian teams. It's not like it's just the Raptors and, the couple of years of the Vancouver Grizzlies. Like, then it makes sense, like, they haven't won it that long because there's not that many teams. There's a lot of teams in Canada. What is there, 7, 8? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's their sport. It's
the
theirs.
fan support is obviously there. That they're crushed with interest. And
does it at least make it a little bit better, Drew? You think for Canadian fans that it gets a little bit closer to their border and not in Florida for the last? Because I think there's been a team from Florida in the last 5 Stanley Cup Finals with the Panthers and Lightning. So weird, at least it moved a couple 100 miles up north.
Got into this conversation over an adult beverage the other day about which fan base right now is struggling the most. Like Cleveland's perennially.
Sure.
And Buffalo, well, they had the Sabres, make the playoffs. There was some juice there.
Mm-hmm.
Bills getting kicked in the nads a lot.
Always.
You thought with the Mahomes gone, it would be their year.
Yep.
It ended up not being.
And Josh Costa.
But I came around to Denver because the Rockies have sucked forever.
Mm-hmm.
The Avalanche had a historic record-setting regular season that led to a fart in the wind. And now they're getting older and they're like, they're a couple years removed from a title, but it's like,
but it was thought they were going to be a dynasty and then they win one and that kind of rolls. Yep.
The Nuggets with one of the greatest players of all time might be one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Looking up at San Antonio and Oklahoma City. And then the Broncos had a chance to go to the Super Bowl again, and then their quarterback gets hurt and they don't, they don't make it.
And you believe you're going to be right back there, but there's zero guarantee when you're in a division with Mahomes.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
So like I mean,
that's a sneaky submission.
So Denver, like they are suffering right now, but it's the kind of suffering that, I don't know. It's not like they're the Sacramento Kings or the Washington Wizards. You're successful, but not successful enough.
Yeah,
it's kind of the purgatory that we've been in.
For sure. That's a Milwaukee
winning
complex.
All the division titles and the Bucks winning one and then not getting out of their own way, and the Packers falling apart and blowing leads.
Yeah, doesn't
injured.
And I think that adds to it. What one is worse? Your team is being completely irrelevant, like a Miami sports scene, where the Heat are awesome and cool, and everybody loves watching the South Beach Heat, and we did for a decade, but now they're just kind of toiling in mediocrity. Their football team might be historically bad and haven't won a title since the 70s.
Jeff Hafley, hello.
And their baseball team gets moved out of Miami to another spot in town that nobody wanted to go to, and nobody goes to the game. Like, so is it just they exist and you barely care, or you're close but not good enough? The other one that's interesting is Philadelphia, right? Like, I mean, we think of them getting home, winning the title in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago against Mahomes. So they've had 2 titles there with their football team in the last decade, but their baseball team has been knocking on the door, and they care about that Phillies team more than any fan base in sports. The Sixers made a trademark of how bad they were going to suck and still haven't gotten to the conference finals, let alone the finals in it. And their football team is as highly lauded as ever, but it just seems like they're never happy with each other.
Yeah. Never.
That's a good point. And the Flyers lost in the playoffs as well. I don't know the last time
they've been historically bad. It's been like a decade since they made it.
Now, Minnesota fans would come to their years of no championships. Like, they like to make a big deal about how they're the team that has the most total championship-less years of any teams, seasons.
I enjoy that stat too. By the way,
I enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that stat.
So I would say it's how you measure the heartbreak, right? I mean, around here we would put our heartbreak up against anybody. Right. And we fetishize it. I was joking about that, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
We put our heartbreak against anybody because it's not just how good or bad your teams are. It's how close they've been to break your heart from winning the titles. If you just have really, really bad teams, it's a lot less painful. I mean, it stinks, but it's a lot less painful than getting close to the summit, and getting your dreams and hopes washed away. The cookies theory, the balloon is popped. So I kind of get both sides of it. But both good submissions, I would say, for you guys. I would say we probably rule the roost. Except for our Bucks championship, we've been up there as well with good teams, but not championships.
Oh, really, really good teams, but just not getting home. The other ones that are like just starting to dig themselves out of the absolute doldrums. What about like DC sports fans?
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, they get the number 1 pick in the NBA. They got a little bit of juice. I mean, who doesn't want to go watch Anthony Davis and Trae Young? Hand raising there. I think I'll pass on that experiment. But like, they got 2 nice, young, exciting baseball players. I don't think they're doing anything in that NL East. And they had the first conference championship appearance in football in 33 years. Then they earned the 7th pick in the draft the next year, right? That was a one and done. That was a quick run.
Well, and then think of even Los Angeles. The Kings have not been good. The Clippers are the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers, down cycle. The Dodgers are carrying the market. And
For
then
sure.
The Rams and Chargers, well, Chargers aren't even like an LA team.
I don't count the
They're just
Chargers.
like nomadic.
Yeah.
But the Rams are good, but not great. So
yeah, the Rams are a fascinating one too, because I know that there's definitely Rams fans there. I still think there's probably just as many Raiders fans in Los Angeles as there are Rams or Chargers for their long history there. But yeah, Dodgers would definitely be carrying that one. And with the Lakers, they got stars, no doubt about it. They've got a star and an investigation there with the Clippers. But for whatever the Lakers one was, they won the bubble title. And even I think their fans are the ones that look at that with just as much of a side eye as every other fan base does. So I think that's a hilarious part of it. I enjoy this exercise because it makes you realize that the lot in life maybe hasn't been that bad.
Not at all.
It's a good perspective setting moment. I'm glad we've done this. I'm glad that we're looking at the Arizonas where your baseball team made it to the World Series, a couple of years ago after they beat the Brewers.
Yep.
Their basketball team made it to the finals, lost to the Bucks. Okay, I like this one. Their football team is not favored in any of the 17 games they're going to play this year.
Nope. Mike LaFleur. Yeesh.
And their hockey team literally gave the team to somebody else to get out of town. So Arizona might be in the mix there.
And, well, there's a DMZ there, that Arizona State thing with Phoenix. I guess they can claim Arizona because there's some alums in the market, but that hasn't been successful.
Make it to the Final Four and get boat race like they did this year. That's another good one.
Successful.
Yeah.
So it's strange. So yeah, we have it better than most.
We've got it all right, Drew. It's not a terrible living
Cincinnati,
here.
Cleveland, the Cavs, like, eesh.
Yeah, Cleveland's always going to be in this conversation, right?
They made it 30 for 30 about it.
Detroit,
now they got the LeBron
the Lions
title.
gave you some hope. The Tigers are good, but underachieving grossly this year.
Detroit's probably actually a pretty good one.
Michigan football, I guess, and Michigan basketball are carrying it a little bit.
But one of the Red Wings, they haven't been good in a while.
Haven't been good in
the
forever.
Pistons kind of didn't fulfill their
Pistons
expectations.
had a great regular season, but awful, and this dipped.
The Lions I think Detroit's a good one here.
Yeah, Michigan football and basketball are the only ones because they're just so loud. Their fan bases are so loud. But also very similar to the Arizona. I don't know how many of them still live in Michigan. How many of them are all across, ESPN in New York.
Hasn't been a great run for Chicago, although they have hope now with Caleb, but hopefully this continues.
Did you see that big OTA pass that Caleb threw yesterday that everyone was excited about?
Gosh. I did listen. He always makes one exciting splash play. I remember the preseason throw a couple of years ago too that everyone was excited about.
OTA play-by-play. What's better?
Yeah, what's better?
Oh, it's hot right now.
Billy was going crazy about that yesterday. OTA play-by-play.
Well, we got to have more of it. We got to have as much of it as possible. But no, Caleb Williams had a rollout throw to the right, hit Roma Dunze way down there. Ben Johnson said, "I'm buying Luther Burden this year. I'd be buying Luther Burden this year." So we'll see. We'll see if if him or Matthew Golden has a better year number 2. He definitely had a better statistical year number 1, but from the indications, Matthew Golden catching them bubble screens, Drew, that might be exactly what the doctor ordered for the Packers. Get zero the rock as much as possible coming up this year. We are still over 100 days away from an NFL game. So this is the little bit of excitement that we can get for NFL whack jobs like me.
Who's our favorite? Who's the pick to click for the Packers? Like of an unsung guy that's gonna pop off the page, because I watched a video of Brendan Rice breaking down a route yesterday.
Ooh, I like
Jerry
that.
Rice's son. Like, how do you not pay attention to that guy? He's Jerry Rice's son. Come on,
Well,
get the
that's
bloodlines.
Yeah.
Well, and as long as he can admit that his dad fumbled, I think he's going to have himself a roster spot for sure.
What about Pierre Strong? I mean, this is an opportunity of any opportunities. I don't want to, make it light of it, but it's the reality of it. Chris Brooks has, been the veteran that's still on the roster at the running back position, but he still has limitations. He's got strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
We know that he's a good pass blocker, but he's not necessarily a dynamic runner. Maybe Pierre Strong, this is the opportunity. I mean,
well, and as the large guy into the room, I'm gonna say deny Dennis Sutton has the chance to, right? He's gonna get ops right away. Maybe it's the combination of 4th round picks too, Drew, in the pass rush department, where it's a little bit of some of the parts, because obviously Lucas Van Ness is gonna have all the eyes on him. He's gonna have all the eyes on him. They pick up the 50-year option. The idea that you're betting on the come, that working with Parsons for another year, being alongside him, across from him, gets a different level of production. I think Sorrell could be poised for a good year. And I really think Sutton is a perfect pairing in what that little room is going to be, because those guys are going to have to play. And not only when Parsons is out for, potentially the first 4 games, but in general, those, third and fourth pass rushers, those edge rushers, they're on the field more than you anticipate, because those guys get gassed, and you have to be able to try to have fresh bodies in
rolling
there.
them through. Yeah, that's the blueprint.
What did you think of Micah dapping up Mike Tomlin yesterday courtside? I like that Micah Parsons is just like, hey man, while I'm down, I'm not going to be out. I'm going to be enjoying all of the events that I possibly can. He's courtside at the Lakers game, hanging out with Matthew Stafford a couple of months ago. He's like, yeah, I'm going to San Antonio to see Game 6. He's enjoying the little bit of rehab time that he has.
He doesn't need to be at OTAs. I mean, just to watch guys run around in shorts. Come on.
He's seen enough of it. I think he can figure it out once we get there.
He's reached a status where that's okay. Right?
Are you sure, Coach? Are you okay?
Like maybe
no, I think he'll be okay.
If Matthew Golden was rehabbing something, you'd want him there, right? A younger guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a different treatment.
You got to go. I mean, you got $47 million a year. You might as well go spend some.
And the thing is, he's probably got a treatment process with his trainers and stuff in a certain place. Well, I need him to travel to Green Bay to. He's doing what he needs to do. I have no doubt about that.
It does appear like he's been rehabbing a lot in Dallas, but also a decent amount in Green Bay. It does seem like he's been taking plenty of time up there in Green Bay. I'm excited for this OTA part to continue to roll through, but let's just stay healthy, especially in that back end, right? Like the Brandon Ceesays. Let's make sure that whole cornerback competition is a fair competition. You have everybody there. Everybody's ready to go come training camp. And then it's may the best man win, Drew, because I do fully believe and anticipate that's going to be the case, right? Like as much as Ceesay is a second round pick, and you have dreams and aspirations and hopes that he takes over one of the spots, the best player is going to play, because they're in too much of a win now mode to just go and ride for development.
Yeah. Totally. And let's continue to have awkwardness and issues in the Minnesota Vikings quarterback room. I know you love that audio, Billy. We can play that.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Did you hear this yesterday, Drew?
I did not. No.
Oh, okay. Oh, so just alongside each other as JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray get off the practice field, they were asked by the assembled Minnesota media in different ways and in full different phrasing, what's your relationship like with each other, right? Kyler asked, what's JJ McCarthy like in the meeting room? And how is he adapting to some of the conversations in your relationship? And JJ, what have you felt from Kyler and the love? And what's your guys' relationship like? Take a listen to their 2 answers on it.
Kyler first.
With JJ to this point?
It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him. Obviously, I feel like I've played 7 years now, going on 8. So I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know, we both want what's best for the team.
Has he been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that. So it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So,
is there any awkwardness like between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkward.
That's not the best way to say it.
Wow.
There wasn't awkwardness until
side
now.
Of the room till the other.
Not the best way to give off that impression, JJ. He probably thought he had a banger of an answer there too.
Wow.
That's the thing that's funny about it to me.
There wasn't any awkwardness until now.
Until there is now.
Until there is now. I heard that and just could not stop laughing and could not wait to get that audio in front of Armin Sarri. Because if anything other than dysfunction makes you excited about the Minnesota Vikings, I don't know anything does.
And the funny thing is, like, Kyler Murray's a guy. I mean, we made a joke about the Call of Duty stuff. He's a guy that's had his maturity question over the years, but he's sounded pretty mature in that clip compared to
JJ.
McCarthy.
For sure.
And that's just, obviously he's younger, but like, JJ, you got to know how that's going to sound unless you want to make the point. And if so, that's a bold move because you haven't had the equity or backed it up much with your play in the field yet. But hey, it's a choice you made. But I'm not sure he realized he made the choice or if he did, what it's going to do. But that should be an interesting one to watch throughout the year because I'm pretty sure I know right now who most people think the better of the two players is. It's not Mr. McCarthy.
No.
So.
Yeah, definitely not. Hey, we need a Current Electric superhero of the day. The superheroes are out and about. Those vans, you can see them. Visit callcurrent.com. Billy, who do we got for a Current Electric superhero of the day?
That's a good question, Drew. I'm struggling to fully find one. Victor Wembanyama is probably the easiest case, although Juan Manuel Cerundolo might be the superhero of the day, delivering the biggest upset in tennis history at Roland Garros yesterday, upsetting Jannik Sinner, the number one player in the world. But otherwise, Victor Wembanyama is going to be an easy one because he was exactly what the Spurs needed and ordered last night. 28-10, 4 triples, and forcing a Game 7 Saturday night. Real heroes were the San Antonio Spurs, giving us something to watch this weekend, because otherwise it was going to be. You understand how packed up the honey-do list was about to be?
Oh my God.
You understand how much time there was going to be for folks to go and figure out, hey, I think we need to get on our hands and knees and get some of these weeds, because they're just, the spray's not getting them. We got yard waste coming up on Monday. We got to be able to clean this thing out. Thank goodness there's a Game 7 to at least distract the night, fellas.
Thank goodness.
You have something.
Thank goodness.
And another great superhero of the day might be Kyle Harrison and Hunter Baumgartner.
That's
we might
right.
be hearing from coming up.
We might be hearing about that on the other side. Just stay with us. Armin, I got to ask, as our resident tennis guy.
Yes.
The record temperatures at the French Open, it's like 10 degrees over normal. It's like, it was low to mid 90s.
Yeah, that was probably part of the issue for you.
And so that means that clay heats up, right? And the ball bounces higher, and is it more pace to it? Like, what does that
That's
affect?
a good point. Honestly,
the court speed with the dry heat and the
how it affects the actual clay is one thing I'm not experienced in
because
knowing.
clay court is supposed to be like a little bit of a shorter, more finesse, like
More
not
finesse
like the
it's
asphalt, but when it
not as
bakes,
fast, not as
it's faster and the ball bounces more, and there's more the ball travels with the heat and.
Like the overinflated balls in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, probably better for the big servers, I would think, that don't rely on the finesse. But Jannik was that guy. He's out now. Novak's still in. Zverev is there.
Well,
the other good players, Carlos Rudd.
Okay, because I've
a 10-minute cooling break between sets when it's this hot.
it's super hot.
Okay. I've tasked Armin with figuring out who I'm betting on for the remainder of this, and he is Drew. I mean, he was riding that fence for the last 25 minutes.
I'm sure.
So we'll see if he gets off the fence and makes the pick here within the next 40 minutes before we get out of here.
Let's go. All right, take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk pitching, either with Paul Wagner, doubtful.
Yeah, late night coming back from Fargo, North
Fargo.
Dakota. So
night game, getaway game. Yeah, probably unlikely to appear.
But check out DocHounds.com because they'll be home this weekend.
That's right. It's going to be a great weekend for ball. No rain in sight.
Come on now.
And then Hunter Baumgartner talked to Kyle Harrison of the Brewers, so we might spin through that conversation. So stick with us. We'll see what comes up next. We'll find out together what's next on the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you on this Friday in the good land. This portion of the program brought to us by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. OrthoWisconsin.com is the website. World-class care right here without even traveling. Go to the best. And I mean, if you have a sports injury, pickleball injury, your kid gets hurt playing club sports, or if you've got a nagging problem, hip, knee, neck, back, elbow,
whatever you've been putting off,
ankle, whatever you've been putting off and limping around with, don't do it. Don't be a jackass like me. Go to see the experts. OrthoWisconsin.com, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. All right, you can reach us at 877-794-1973. Freeform Friday, Low Tide Friday. We're not getting into our favorite moments from the college women's softball World Series.
A big walk-off, though, Drew. I was seeing some of those highlights. The stadium does look like an electric factory. It does look like a hotbed of place. Instead, I'd be more dialed into Road America coming up this weekend because they're going to be racing out there at Elkhart Lake.
Gonna have that going. Yeah, there's plenty. College baseball, college softball. That's when you know you're kind of at low tide.
When I got guys putting out and top, like in the headlines on ESPN, where we call the above the fold right on ESPN.com, where they have my man Kylie McDaniel's mock draft of the MLB draft. That's when you know we're in a different part of the sports calendar.
Hey, don't tell that to Dave Gasper. He's locked in on that.
He's locked in.
No, I will tell that to Dave. That's the bad thing. I have told that to Dave, and I've gotten some very, very sad looks from our friend Dave.
High tide and low tide. Low tide in the sports calendar is like it begins when you have the college again. And I'm not slanging on women's softball.
Not at all.
Fun to watch.
Sport,
and I have friends that are hard down into it, love watching it. But it's those highlights. And then it's bookended with the Little League World Series at the end of the summer when there's nothing else going on. And you're force-fed a bunch of Little League World Series highlights. Okay.
The 12-year-olds using $800 Louisville Slugger bats, which look amazing. Those pencil bats I've seen everywhere now.
Absolutely. So, Paul Wagner, DocHounds.com. They're home.
We're going to be home against the Milkmen here tonight.
I guess I understand it. You're playing in Fargo, and they don't want to give up a couple hundred paying spectators, so they play a night game instead of a day game, and they had an all-night bus trip, and then they'll play the Milkmen tonight at DocHounds.
Yes, the Milkmen tonight
in Oconomowoc.
Tonight, 6:35, Sunday matinee, 105, and some good stuff going through here this weekend as well. It's always a good deal when you go to a DocHounds game, though.
Yeah,
so
no question.
Go and enjoy it. Coming up next week, they got Glazer Night.
Ooh,
June 5th is Glazer Night.
One of the best promotions
the
of
best
all
one you're finding.
Damn time. Earlier, we spun through this before, but it was so good. We're going to play it again in case you missed it. Our own Hunter Baumgart had occasion to catch up with Kyle Harrison of the Milwaukee Brewers. He is the Robin to Mrs. Batman. The other guy who's putting up record numbers and getting his name mentioned with CC Sabathia for 10 starts in, and it's pretty amazing. So let's take it away. Let's turn it over to our baseball guy, Hunter Baumgart. Our conversations and all our coverage provided by Hunter, sponsored in part by Import Minded. Check them out. The experts on 27th Street, just north of 894. Take it away, Hunter.
Kyle, first thing for you, another start under your belt on Tuesday night. How'd that feel overall? I know you said it was kind of a grind throughout. Those types of starts, I'm guessing it's a little more of there's a little more, not effort, but it's a grind, right? So how do you mentally kind of get through one of those starts?
Yeah, mentally it's just execute pitch by pitch, and that's just all I've been thinking recently, and really all you can think, because there's no reason to think about what could happen. It's just, hey, let me get this pitch, let me execute, let me be on the same page with William, and got a great defense behind me, so wanted to use them as much as I could. But when you don't have to swing and miss like that, it's more like, all right, let's be intentional with our spots. Let's get in good counts and try to finish them. But if it ends up resulting in a weak contact, we'll take it.
Totally. When you think back to where you were coming into spring training, just coming into a new organization, to where you are now, just a couple of months later, what do you feel is the biggest difference between, you who came in a few months ago to the organization to now?
It's tough to say, but I think it's just getting comfortable. I think getting to know every coach, every player, getting to know my routine, getting to know what my body needs on a consistent basis. How it ticks, what drills I need to do in between starts. Just all the little things. It's like a bunch of little things, but they add up at the end of the day. So, and ultimately the conviction in my stuff.
What are some of the little things maybe this organization does to empower you to do those things and to have success like you have on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's it's pumping you up with confidence, and it's also just like I said, between the starts, it's like, hey, we're doing drill work, we're being intentional with our targets. I'm using a band, hold against my elbow with my glove to kind of just keep my posture stacked. Certain stuff that I didn't really take the time to really pay attention to. Kind of just would go through catch play as a pro. I mean, up until this year, it's like catch play was just catch play, and now it's like I'm really intentional with my catch play, how many throws I'm throwing. So it's like just the attention to detail is a good way to put it.
And how much does it reinforce you when you go out then and have success that, okay, those little things really do matter in between starts?
It's everything. I mean, it's like you said it, it's like one start, whether it's success or not, it's like ultimately I could go back to my routine, and it's like that's this consistency we're searching for. And it's like you're not searching for the results anymore. It's more just like, hey, let's be consistent in our routine and let's just go execute pitches on start day.
Mm-hmm. How about, I know fans love to hear about the way Chris Hook is with you guys and the way he helps you, empower you with confidence, like you said, and also just works on all the little things. What kind of impact has he had in your first few months working with him?
Oh, him and Jim and Sandy, they've done a great job just in my arsenal development, posture, my delivery. Like I said, with the bands, all those ideas are brought up by them, the home plates. Moving over to the rubber a little bit, that was Hook's idea. So just a bunch of little stuff again, right? It's like nothing crazy. Maybe like mentality, like knowing where to attack guys, knowing where to tunnel things. It's been cool just to get to know them, get their opinion, and we're all working on in the same direction. So it's cool to have them on the same page as me.
Kyle Harrison joining us here. When kind of as a starting staff, obviously you guys have had a lot of success this season, just up and down. You guys, whoever have come up, have done well. How much does that camaraderie kind of grow? I see you guys watching each other's bullpens and things like that. Like how much is that intentional of trying to be supportive of each other and just kind of drive each other to do better?
Yeah, I think we actually got Sproat's bullpen in like 10 minutes. So I'm heading out there right after this. But no, it's everything, man. It's like just seeing how each other tick, seeing, what they do on a daily basis, seeing if you could apply that to your game, what works for them could work for you, just you get to see different stuff. And you ultimately get to talk about how to get guys out, and that's the whole point of what we do. And but it's cool to have that sense of community and it's kind of setting that expectation of like this is the standard and let's all do it, because we're all capable of doing it. We got a talented staff, so let's do it.
Is that different? Is that normal? I guess from a naive perspective, is that normal for around the league to be kind of that in tune with what each other's doing?
I would say it's not. I think I've been part of a couple clubs and just the belief in every day. It's like we're not really stressing about one game. We're not really worried about if we won that game. It's more just like, all right, on to the next one. Like everyone just do your job, and that belief in it's really cool to see.
How much, like for instance, Miz starts Monday and then you're starting on Tuesday. How much of your prep is watching during the game what he's doing on the mound, what's effective against those hitters? I can guess when you're like a second game of a series, or in Chicago you're the third game. That's a lot of what goes into it, is kind of watching how they
100%. Hit. Yeah, no, it's especially like I talked about this earlier, and it's just hilarious. Like I've never had to follow up a guy that throws 100 like that. So, maybe make my fastball seem a little slower, but that's the cool part. I think we pitch similar ways. We both love pitching off the fastball, and I know it's a different look, it's coming from an opposite side. So it's like, yeah, it is a little different, but 103 is 103. So it's like part of me is like, man, like, are they going to be ready for my heater just because they're seeing like 7 miles an hour harder than this? But than my best bullet. But no, man, it's impressive to watch him and just what he's done, and it's just a special talent, man.
How fun is it to see it up close in person? Like obviously you probably heard about it last year, but this is obviously different.
His midweek pens, his daily catch play work. I mean, just everything. You're like, how? You're like, this guy's throwing that hard in a bullpen. You're like, oh my gosh. He's like, oh, it just was flicking. I was feeling nice and light. It's like, come on, dude. We get it. But no, he's a great guy, and just really, really impressive. I don't think we'll see anything like it ever again, honestly.
It's incredible. Last question for you. Just the success overall of the team and you guys being able to, go up and down a little through April, but now kind of hitting your stride on all sides of the ball.
It's cool. It's a good group of guys here, man, and we're all pulling in the same direction, and we all have each other's back no matter the situation or circumstance, and it's really a good group, man. That's really all I can say, and we just believe it every day, and just go out there and compete.
Kyle, really appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Great interview from Hunter Baumgart, our baseball go-to guy. It's brought to us by Import Minded, the auto experts, 27th Street, just north of 894. All right, you still got time to get us, 877-794-1973. I'm not going to say people are already in weekend mode.
Getting close, though.
But the volume of text today was a little lighter. Still got a lot of viewers. Thanks, everybody who's watching us on the YouTube stream. We can't tell who's listening per se, but we can see the amount of streamers, and it's robust. Again, thank you, everybody that's waking up with us and flipping us on the YouTube, X, and Facebook streams.
Dude, it really is a moment where you get motivated, you get excited, and you're incredibly thankful for all of you that have stuck with through a lot of different stuff, a lot of different changes, but more importantly, as we're about to have a damn summer, still hanging out with us on Friday morning, because I wonder how many, Drew, we said Scott Dolphin did the best move possible of the Friday before and the Tuesday after Memorial Day getting it. I wonder how many people just took these 4 days off and said, we are rolling a 10-day vacation and we're starting this thing up first thing smoking on Friday before Memorial Day, and you're not going to see us until the headlights pull into the driveway on Sunday afternoon.
And what better way to start up your Friday than by listening to us? I mean, it's the final day of
maybe
the
with
week.
a parfait, as you were trying to rip on more of our listeners. I saw a donut eater yesterday.
All you parfait and donut eaters out there.
What kind of eater is Armin Sarian?
Well, I'll take anything this time of the morning. I mean, are you kidding me? The toughest thing about this is the eating schedule. This schedule is to figure out when do you eat, what do you eat.
We've referred to Armin in the past as a stoned pelican.
Yes, anything.
Because he'll eat anything.
Anything you give me.
Yes.
Anything that's sitting out, he's grabbing.
Yeah, don't be
Pelican who just had a drift seltzer from happyplacehemp.com.
Don't be leaving anything
Promo
out.
code Huddle, get that 25% off. Whether you're a pigeon or a parrot just a parrot head that wants to go and enjoy themselves some music maybe this weekend.
We've got a wake and bake story coming up from happyplacehemp.com. That's how we close out most shows here, right here with the Huddle. And that's appropriate for this time of day. And
Indeed.
as we head on into what should be another glorious weekend of weather, Brewers out of town, Packers done with their OTAs for the week, back at it next week. And then the amazing thing is when we reconvene, we'll be on to June.
And then just the blink of an eye, May runs through. We're into June, and I don't care whatever this actual calendar is saying of June 21st. If we're rolling into the start of June with 70s and sunny, summer is already here. Summer and high life season is
It's going to be a hot summer. I'm digging it.
It's going to be a glorious one.
Digging it. Loving it.
Can't wait.
All right. When we come back, we will have our wake and bake story from Happy Place Hemp, and we will close up the loose ends, talk about what's lies ahead for the weekend, maybe hold out some hope for an upset by the Panthers over the Auburn Tigers.
Come on, UW.
Or damn Eagle. We'll talk about that and close up shop for the week. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Back on the Huddle, Drew, Billy, and Armin. It dawns on me that this is our last show of the week and also our last show of June. We're on to June starting Monday. That means Father's Day is coming up.
Great
All of us
call.
can
Let's
bask
ride.
in the glow, and we can bask in some great bundle deals from our buddy Paul Hansen and Iron Jock. You haven't been to ironjoc.com in a while. Check them out. Like the bundle deal. Performance t-shirt and low-cut socks, $35. Polo for golf and a cap, $65, or the all-new lightweight hoodie and joggers for $100. That's a great look.
Well, that's a sweet
Give Dad
one.
a cool outfit. These bundles are available through June 21st at ironjoc.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Now, Drew, I mean this with all the most truthfulness of all time. Drew is one of the more stylish individuals that I know, especially one of the more stylish men that I know.
I'm with you on that. Yes, he is.
But like, is that something where your daughter would be like, "Hey, Dad, just so you know, I got you this for Father's Day, and this is cool. So why don't you?"
I'm
make sure
wearing
you're
my
rocking
last year's Father's Day present.
It's a cool Bucks
It's
jacket.
a cool Bucks warm up, the old on-court warm up with the little vent zippers on the side, which is money.
And I never thought that I would like those until I have one in the exact same way. It is extremely ventable and cools down for the big fella.
Oh, and the Bucks are having their kind of let's clear out the inventory sale right now today.
Let's ride. Bango sales going on.
Bango sales going on at the team store at the pro shop. So I might have to venture over there and avail myself of some 80% off discount. You want
That's
that
my
Pat
kind of stuff,
Connaughton jersey?
Yes.
It's there for you.
Yeah, it's not quite
Probably
as
down to
like-
$8-9.
You might be able to get it, for
Dame Lillard stuff. They stocked up on a lot of Dame Lillard stuff that they're getting.
I just got the Bucks.com, or was it Fanatics, had like a lot of huge discounts on the Dame stuff. I got Lena like a jersey. It was a used small, so she won't fit in for a while, but it was like $4.
So you remember the Damian Lillard
I do.
time in Milwaukee?
Don't do this to me, Billy. It's just I'm so mad at myself for this, Drew. I'm so mad.
And I'm so glad it organically came up because it's actually today's Wake and Bake story of the day
it
presented by Happy Place Hemp and happyplacehemp.com. Promo code HUDDLE gets you 25% off every order every time and free shipping. So it's not only the deal, you get free shipping, which a lot of times they're marking that stuff up. That's what makes it the real deal. Yesterday, Drew, as we like to do, I find a couple of cool tidbits after the show. It generally happens online. And some of the best content comes up at about 8:15. But then I get to run it by our friend Armin
He
Sari.
throws me a little trivia or something like that. Let's see if Armin's, how he's doing right now, how he's working,
And 10 threes in an NBA playoff game does not happen very often.
No.
Double-digit threes in a playoff game is very, very rare. Yesterday was the anniversary of, quiet your ears, Thunder fans, when Klay Thompson went down there and hit 11 of them things to force a Game 7 when the Thunder ultimately blew a 3-1 series lead to the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. So a little tidbit underneath it said there's only been one other player who's done it twice, hit 10 threes in a playoff game. And I wanted to see if our friend Armin Sarian would be able to get it. I said it's a former Buck.
Give me all kinds of clues. Former Buck.
Said it's a very recent former Buck. I said he is a top 75 player of all time, Hall of Fame, a future Hall of Famer.
So I said like Ray Allen.
Armin named off a lot of great players. Ray Allen, Chris Middleton.
I did say
Drew
Middleton.
Holiday.
I said
Tobias Harris.
because I couldn't think of
JJ
any.
Redick.
Right. I was like, what? Who is him? Who am I missing?
All of before he stumbled upon
Dame Lillard,
Dame Dalla, and Damian Lillard, who did play a couple of years with the Milwaukee Bucks, did have one of those 10 threes games with the Milwaukee Bucks actually in his first playoff.
I have no excuse. I have no excuse other than I think I was thinking of a guy that did it after he left Milwaukee, and he did it before and with. So I have no excuse for that. Other than after the show, sometimes we have a brain dump, and it's like your brain turns to mush for a while. I said Desmond Mason.
He said Desmond Mason.
I was
In
searching for
his
anybody.
frustrated searching for a name. We were so close to getting
Wow.
Tim Thomas thrown out there. And the best part of it is, Drew, the absolute best part, the chef's kiss of the entire moment is when I let Armin know it's Damian Lillard. I stand up to make sure that I can look over the cubicle and see his face. And he hits me with this. He waved me off. He backhand waves me off of don't even look at me. Shoo. I don't even want you looking at my disdain and frustration and anger right now. Get out of here. No, I'm not looking at you. I'm not letting you enjoy this moment of dunking on me.
It was the most disappointed and angry I've been when getting the answer of a question like that. since years ago,
That
my
is
buddies
amazing.
were quizzing me on trying to name every World Series winner since whatever year. And I couldn't, Drew, for the life of me, remember the 94 World Series winner. I couldn't do it.
Of course
And
you
it was-
couldn't.
and then I was like, who won it in 94? And then, like, of course, a time warp,
Oh,
a black
my
hole in my
God.
mind. Wait, once they reminded me that was the
was
strike,
the strike year.
where there was no World Series, I almost like kicked a hole in a wall. Like, I was so mad.
I can
at
see you
myself.
pacing, frustrated, slamming your hands against your chest. Why can't I figure this out? I know this. I know all of this. How do I not know this one? I they should have known it was 94.
Just killed me.
Oh my
And then
goodness.
yesterday was a similar moment. I like, just I'm done for today. That's it for today.
Get out of here. I don't even want to look at you.
Wake and Bake Stories brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Code Huddle, 25% off and free shipping. And if you're in the neighborhood, go see the boys off College Avenue.
Yeah, and talk some Bucks, talk some Brewers, talk some
Absolutely.
Packers,
Those guys
just talk some shop. Those guys are there, and they'll answer any questions you got about the products too.
And
One of their
sure.
favorite things to do is talk about their own products.
And they'll answer any questions about what former Buck had 2-10.
That too.
Yeah, had 2 games of 10 plus
So
threes.
that's right.
Crow, we got Coleman Crow experience tonight.
Yes.
Brewers at Astros. Cubs are playing the Cardinals. Just root for
chaos and extra innings,
and chew up all the bullpens and stuff. We've got Game 7 Saturday night. I'm on Team OKC because of Armin's hatred for Oklahoma City. I'm saying I'm all in on the Thunder.
And I'm excited. You guys are the pregame show, right? Big 12 Sports, right? Basically into
so.
it.
I believe
Let's
so.
go. All right. Come on now.
Believe so that will be good. Yeah. So we got all that on tap. Panthers at Auburn. So we have plenty to talk about on Monday. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the nice weather. Enjoy whatever you're going to do. It's not a holiday weekend. We'll into a long week next week.
Might as well
but
grill
we'll
it
get
up.
through it. Let's grill it up. Let's make it happen. We'll talk to you Monday at 5 a.m.
Peace.